Hey, there we go. I think we're good.
Oh, yeah, live.
Hey, there we go. I think we're good.
Oh, yeah, live.
Hey, there we go. I think we're good.
Oh, yeah, live.
Hey, there we go. I think we're good.
Oh. Yeah, that's feedback loop. Oh, God.
Muting that immediately.
Cool. Oh, I don't think I have anything for my token yet.
I am going to fix that problem in about 3 minutes.
Until that comes along, I have this.
Also, nobody, please don't feel obligated to use these headshots if you've got cooler art.
I have a random kobold that I grabbed off of Google.
Perfect. Once we do get them all set up, and once, especially like after we link bars to things, Noel, you might have to save it as the default token for our sheet. But I'll work you through that later. That can wait for now.
Oops, I totally forgot about a token border or something.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I think Fix got you going.
Oh.
Can anybody in the stream hear me?
You're really
Yes.
quiet in this.
But you're quiet.
All right, hang on. Don't know if I can do anything about that. Like I've got it turned up to maximum dBs.
You might be able to right-click the audio source in your scene and apply a filter to it. And there might be like an audio gain filter.
Man, if I'd have been smart, I would have set this up like a week ago.
Don't worry, I've been there, done that.
Is there a good way to get audio just from Discord?
Oh, fuck. I think they added that functionality recently, but I've not toyed with it.
Yeah, it's something for another day. You guys just get to hear all my notifications and everything.
Yep.
Depending on what notifications it is, you can just have streamer mode on and it will mute all of them.
Oh, that's pretty handy.
But stuff like Steam will still send bloops.
People are saying you're too loud, Feck.
I'm too loud. Then Noel needs to turn me down on his Discord.
Oh man, I can't hear nothing. Hang on.
Although Apollo says that my volume is perfect. I choose to believe that. 'Cause it means that
I
I'm
mean, yeah,
perfect.
but then what does Apollo say about everybody else's?
Test, test, test.
That's a good question.
Is gain what I'm wanting to do? Am I wanting
Yes.
to gain? Okay.
You want more gain.
I did 3 gains. Is this better?
3 decibels?
Fuck man, I don't know. There's 3.
Do more. Throw more.
How about them apples?
Ooh,
That
really
sounds about
good.
right.
Perfect. Okay.
Really good. And am I quiet for some reason? Hello?
I've turned you up some. So we're still getting everything together here. But welcome to the first episode of Valiant Frontier. And if you're looking for high stakes adventure and great plot and awesome art and memorable characters and great storytelling, there's Crosswinds on Wednesdays and then Iron Dragon Trail on Sunday. But in the meantime, we're here. So this is a Pathfinder 2E campaign. I know a lot of the people that are used to seeing this are used to 5th edition, so things are a little bit different here. We could kind of try to point them out along the way. We're still kind of setting up. I'm a complete scrub at streaming, so I don't know. I don't know. Things are going to be a little bit weird for our first couple of steps. But the plan here is so the setting is kind of a recent past kind of deal, semi-modern, kind of around like 1940s, like World War I tech setting, kind of like Final Fantasy VII or Legend of Korra, things like that. The world's kind of going to shit. Everyone's fighting over natural resources, but fortunately, out in the middle of an ocean, there's a large portal that's appeared. Behind this portal is a land of mystical, magical things, and our group here is going to be exploring. So this is using a lot of the Kingmaker rules, modified for 2nd edition, and then just completely fucked with because I like messing with rule sets. So we've actually got 12, 13 players. But we'll every Friday, usually around 9 Central, we'll be pulling in somewhere between 4 to 6 of those players in order to kind of have a rotating cast. From there, they'll also be able to establish their own community and do different cool things as they continue their adventures in the magical land of Idgar. But for now, just to kind of get caught up here, the lot of them have been assigned to a forward scouting mission. You can kind of get the information over at the Canonical Roleplay chat, but they've been assigned to a commanding officer named Jack Brown. He introduced himself for all of 30 seconds, said hello, said, hey, thanks for giving me all the credit, this is going to be great, I'll see you guys in the morning, and then left. So, right now, the 5 of you, as well as a good collection of other people, general workers, you've got your just some like building materials and stuff stuffed in this very long, narrow covered boat that's currently rocketing towards the island. So you guys kind of have a little time. I know that some of you have talked to each other before, but why don't you give us an introduction to your characters and kind of talk a little bit about yourself? Get some roleplay so I can buy some time and frantically finish some things that I'm working on.
Good luck.
Not first.
Oh my god, not first. I still haven't decided if I'm doing a fucking voice for this character. I gotta this is it. I have to commit right here, right now. Dibs on not being the one to make that decision first.
That's a scary thing.
I think you should do a voice.
Listen, when IDT started, I think Tough went first. Well, I went second. Shit, I can't pull that card.
Do you remember how good Cole's voice was for like the first 3 episodes, and then it just kind of like sank? It just went from there.
I feel like mine peaked somewhere around like 15 or 20, and then it really has just taken a nosedive since there. All right, I won't do a voice, but I'll do an intro first at least. Bones is they're just called catfolk over here. They don't even have a cool name like Tabaxi.
They're just cat people. I think
cat
even the rat folk have like a unique name. But nope, you're just a cat. Just a cat dude.
I'm a walking, talking cat. He goes by Bones. That's not the name on his ticket, but only a few of you, I think Shackleton knows his full name. Because he's a fucking creep. Bones is a slender, well-dressed catfolk. Looks kind of like a caracal. He's not dressed appropriately for a jungle adventure whatsoever. He's got a camera around his neck that he was given by the lead, the platoon leader or commander. He's kind of taken it upon himself to do all of the journalism and the reporting for whatever the hell we find in here. And he is excitedly kind of taking pictures of the island as we approach. He's got a big old backpack that's stuffed to brim with stuff that is probably also equally useless or inappropriate for a jungle adventure. And yeah, he's just keeping himself busy trying to figure out how the camera works, and he's picking it up quickly. He seems skilled, he seems talented, but he's also very enamored and not really paying attention to what's going on around him.
Okay, so the camera that you got is just it's like a handheld camcorder, but it's a big old thing.
Hell yeah! It's like one of those big old VCR recorders.
Exactly. So like you're carrying the recorder, and then like there's a VHS cassette thing in your other hand that you've got to tote around.
Hell yes.
So it's a process. But it's a fun little gadget. Fueled by the very latest in magic technology. You've got 3 hours of recording time on one tape.
Excellent. Is what's the power life? Like, can I just recycle, or do I need to worry about this thing running out of batteries while we're out here?
It actually mystically goes off the cassette itself. So by the time that you get done recording over the cassette, the power is out on the cord.
All right, then he'll do the spooky Lost documentary style where he takes 20 seconds of us approaching the island and then just stops.
Excellent. You got to get like the the wrong angle where it looks like you've got like 6 chins and you're looking down at it. You know, like
Yeah.
when you first wake up in the morning and you check your phone, you see your reflection, and you just it looks horrible.
Yeah, very important. And
Yep.
then he pans to everyone. Everybody gives a weak, annoyed thumbs up, and then says, "This is going to be fun. Nothing could go wrong." And then the screen cuts to a birthday party from 4 years ago.
Excellent. I'm nominating Dub. Dub, tell us about your terrible gremlin.
Please do. I'm so excited.
Oh,
Want to start at? I don't want to do it in the voice yet. I'm going to say that when we're actually playing because
Same.
first of all, it requires practice. He is a small little rat that has come from the Red Eye Mountains, lived there with his mom and dad and many brothers and sisters, just digging holes out in there so he can make more room for all the other little rats. But one day he just decides when he's outside, he sees a bunch of people down there. It's a bunch of little goblin boys, a bunch of gobbies. They're looking for some scrappers that can help them go scrap out an old human town that has been abandoned. So he figures, yeah, may as well. Goes back in and tells his mom. She's just like, yeah, get out of here. It's one less mouth to feed. Just dad's in a drunken bender anyways, as usual, so he doesn't even hear it. Brothers and sisters never really paid him any mind anyways. So he figures, yeah, smashing shit up and pillaging sounds like a good job to me. So he goes and joins up with those gobbies. One of them's name is Brack, absolute legend. He takes them on a caravan, and they all drive off for a couple of days. And whenever they get to this town and start smashing it up and piling stuff on the cart to bring back, it turns out one of them screams for all the rest of them, and there's a whole dive bar there that's still full with all the alcohol and shit. So they stay there for a couple days and get wasted all the time. And he decides, you know what? These guys are the best friends I've ever had. It's absolutely not influenced by the alcohol in any way. They invited him to join their mercenary squad. So he's like, yeah, I enjoy a good scrap. I like beating the shit out of each other and then having some booze afterwards. I'll join these gobbly boys. So he goes around for a couple of years, basically just making trouble wherever they go. Stealing food, getting food as payment, whatever they can find. And then one of these days, in one of these fights, he actually ends up knocking his boy Mickey far too hard, and Mickey just doesn't get up anymore. All the, I guess you could call them doctors, but it's more like just the guy who wraps the bandages on you after you're down. They can't get him to wake up. So Jan decides no other person is ever going to die by his hand again because he cannot get over this. Beat his old friend Mickey. He wasn't doing anything wrong. It was just a good old fight as normal, but it just whopped him a little too hard. And that's when he decides, you know, maybe I shouldn't be with these guys anymore, and just goes off on his own. Doesn't really find much. Is just wandering around. No god has ever really talked to him, so he's just kind of talking to the void. He bets his mom wouldn't like how he's turned out very well. And then he hears about this old arc that is going on, and well, he's not gonna let all these other folks have fun without him. So one of these nights, he just does his natural rat thing and jumps as high as he can on board and scrambles in, and then just walks around like he owns the place. Because of course, until somebody fights him, he does.
All right, cool. And you've just pretty much hung out on the ship and took someone else's name there. No one really questioned their disappearance. You just managed to blend in perfectly, and no one really questioned that. Just due to some magnificent stroke of luck. All right, who's our next victim here? Also, I really I think the audio is just gonna have to be what it is.
I was gonna say we might have to balance it some other time. We can at least hear everybody. There's just some folks that are a little loud or quiet.
Kingdom, you're too quiet, and that bothers me.
Ah!
There we go.
Oh wait, Kingdom was talking. What?
No, he wasn't.
No. Give us word.
All right. So, I am also a cat folk, about 6 foot tall, average slender build. I am black, kind of with some gray spots. I have gold eyes. You'll notice that I have a necklace that is made up of connected golden hexagons. For the most part, he kind of keeps to himself. You may have noticed him sneaking around, looking at papers he probably shouldn't be looking at, maybe even mumbling to himself when he thinks he's alone. If you look at his ticket, it says Alaron Run. If you call that name out, he may hesitate to respond to it. May not have been his ticket. Let's see, what else? Probably not going to go too much into background, so you guys can figure that out later. You may do notice he does have a pistol as well. I haven't quite decided on a voice yet, so I'm kind of still working on that.
This already sounds like a Kingdom character, and I love it.
Yeah. I made the mistake of being like, he's probably going to love documents. And then I realized that it's too late to go back now. I have one stupid character, and I can't have another stupid character. They just be the same character. So he might be he might be a little stupid. We'll find out.
All right, Fitzy, tell us about Samo.
Samo. All right, so Samo, he is a short-haired Kinyu. I'm never gonna say that correctly.
It's a Kinyo.
Kinyo. I'm never gonna say that correctly. Anyway, he's what I would consider on the short side, but for like this entire group, he's definitely on the larger side. Sitting at about 5'3". Little on the older side as well, but not the oldest by any means. But so pretty much what his deal is so he's do I go into all of it? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so he used to be an adventurer a little bit. It was more kind of meandering. I don't know what to do with myself. Let's kind of do this kind of a thing. Before he ended up meeting his wife, they eventually went and got a farm together, kind of settled down. Every so often she needed to go on a trip to go in, actually bring in more money. And she was the navigator for the first expedition. So now that, there's no word from them again, he's pretty much ran off to go and, see what even happened to her. During the trip, Sama would have mostly kind of tended to himself, kind of double checking his equipment, making sure everything's, pretty spick and span, not really looking to get into trouble, by gambling and that whatnot. Still trying to figure out a voice, and pretty much you'll see if
Voices are hard.
Yeah,
They really are.
Yeah. It's just I don't want to try to do something quite yet, but then it'll end up turning into like 3 or 4 different things, and like I have no idea whatever that would end up being.
I like
I've
to
only
just
wa-
kind of think that the first 2 or 3 sessions of any tabletop with a new character is kind of this weird state of limbo where the characters are trying to figure out their own accent because they've been on a ship with a bunch of other people and they're kind of like going crazy or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Voice so far.
Wait, sorry, what, Dubes?
Am I the only one that's committed to a voice so far?
I might. I'm still really on the fence about it.
I'm gonna do a
because
voice.
Hell yeah.
Naturally.
I mean, I want to. It's just I'm still trying to figure out what voice to go for.
All right, who has not gone?
Well, I guess that leaves it as my turn.
Hell yeah.
I am a kobold named Laert. He is green scaled, looks a little weird, looks like somebody decided to take his face in it with a brick once or twice. Dresses really shabbily. And usually can't be seen without this little bat somewhere around him. Little black fruit bat thing with actually a crest of feathers going down his back. Obviously, not a natural thing.
Fancy.
He's been locked inside of his room for pretty much the entire trip up to the now, so he's a bit restless and generally get the feeling he doesn't want to be here. But here he is.
Cool.
Nothing really else to go on, so.
Excellent. Well, enough about you nerds. Let's talk about the great Jack Brad. So your commanding officer for this is here with you in your. He's a tall guy. It's human. He's got his hair pulled back in a perfect little ponytail. Just the strong jawline. Slight little cleft in. Looks like he just pulled out of like a National Explorer magazine kind of thing. And he is very excited. Every once in a while, he sticks his head up above the cover, chats a little bit with the pilot, and then ducks back down. He makes it a big point to kind of move from person to person and introduce himself and make sure that everyone knows his name. After a couple hours of just regular old travel, what are you guys doing on this boat? Like you've introduced yourself, but are you just kind of sticking to each other?
I imagine so. Doing a little bit of videography along the way, making sure that all of our supplies are being taken care of, and kind of just anxiously waiting to get to shore.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Did we have like about a ETA till shore?
Yeah. So these boats are a lot faster than the Ark, which is why they're sending you ahead on these little boats. The entire trip's probably going to take about 6 hours, and you're probably on 5 of that, so you could hit sand at any moment.
Oh my god, 6 hours on a boat sounds miserable.
It is not just 6 hours on a boat; it is 6 hours in a very narrow, compressed boat,
Right.
with all your gear and all your shit, and there's not really anywhere to like sit, except for like on a pile of bricks or clay or boards or things.
Well, that sounds absolutely miserable.
Yeah, so I'm definitely like making sure everything's real tied up nicely on the backpack, easy to carry, ready to go.
Bones will eventually pull out a deck of cards and try to entertain himself and anybody else who wants to play.
I'm definitely not stalling for just a minute longer so I can get this.
Definitely not. No, take your time. Take your time. should probably make sure I actually spent all my money. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. It's too late now.
Oh, what, your money? Yeah, I spent like half of my money. Not even half my.
Well, when we establish commerce here once again, I'll have a lead, I guess. Not even a particularly good one, but I'll at least be able to buy food.
I mean, I'll be much more than good with that. Ugh, God, I'm still sitting like just under 15 gold.
All right, so some time passes. You get through a game or two. How do I force you guys onto a map? And this is like the least important map that I have, but
So if you open up the map menu and drag the red players banner over to it, that'll pull us all onto that map. And then if you hold shift, click and hold, left click and hold with shift held, that will bring us over to wherever you're clicking for snapping the camera to it.
it did.
Hell yeah.
Right. So eventually you reach the end of your very, very grueling journey. It's very stuffy. You're very glad to step out of the boat. It just kind of runs right up on the shore. And it's just a rush of fresh air just the minute that you open that hatch and start to crawl out.
Oh, thank goodness.
Whoever's opening the hatch is getting pushed out of the way as I just ram myself off the ship.
Bones kind of
God
waits
help
near
that-
the back to capture everybody else fleeing the ship, and then he'll make his way out behind everyone else.
Excellent. Right. So Browning steps out as well and makes a big deal of the camera being on. It's like, oh, you there with the camera. I pointed over at my face. Yes, get me. If I point out like this, does it make me look majestic? And he points out kind of towards the island.
Bones, ever the videographer, stays silent, but then he kind of runs over and he grabs a little flashlight, props it up against a thing to give him a backlight, and then gives him a big thumbs up. He really hams it up for him.
Ah, perfect. So the rest of the crew here start unloading your base materials. You do have a little motorbike with you. You've got a lot of base building materials here, just enough to set up an initial command post. Commander Browning turns to you and it just addresses everyone at once. Says, "All right, lot. So let's see. One of you look like you know what you're doing here. Let's see. And he kind of does a eeny, meeny, miny, mo thing. You there? And he points to the rat folk. Why don't you confirm our mission details here? What are our objectives? You did read the email.
I'll make it. Didn't got me here for some no reading.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we always need general laborers. Let's see. What about you? And he points to Sam.
We do what you say, sir. Kind of half salute, kind of whatever I'm trying to do. Kind of thing.
You can visibly see the wind being taken out of him. His shoulders kind of sag a little bit. And he kind of pinches between his sinuses there. Well,
before I jump in, does he remember or is he testing us?
Okay, there's not insight in this. It's just perception, isn't it?
I think it's just perception. Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
I hope he's forgotten.
For what it's worth, I'm not, especially with smaller groups like this, I'm not too picky about only a couple of people making a roll for that. So
Sure.
So if anyone else would like to kind of suss this guy out, I'm okay with it. It's going to take a little bit for me to get back in the groove of DMing. It has been a long time since I've done anything not a one-shot. Bones, you legitimately can't really tell.
Okay.
It's it really could go either way. How do I pronounce your name again?
Layer.
Lair. You definitely get the idea that this guy is here for the fortune and fame and has no idea what he's doing.
Yes.
But he can't keep a team together, and that's why he's been assigned to you, or you've been assigned to him, I suppose.
So realizing he's not the most informed person, so Laird will speak up and say, "We're here to start a settlement and try to find people who are probably dead."
That's not our mission. So he kind of snaps his fingers a little. Reaches into his pocket, digs around for a second. Pulls out just a very crumpled piece of paper, smooths it out, and then looks over at you. Our objectives, led by XO, that's Commanding Officer Browning, will split into 3 groups to prepare for the full deployment of the Arc 2. The objectives are as follows. Recon and confirm presence of nearby AET assignment. Those are the people that you said so eloquently were probably dead. If there are any personnel, we reassign them to the Arc 2. That will not be this immediate group's attention. Instead, no. We will secure a presence of buxonite in this region. Now, who can tell me what buxonite is?
Ooh. Can I? Crafting? I don't know if that's applicable.
It would be crafting.
Nope.
Or, society, I think is it?
Ooh.
Just for
Shit.
the name, it's some type of metal.
Yeah, so it's definitely metal. So it is in fact, a very special and prized metal that has been located on this island. In particular, with only just a little bit of arcane energy pumped into it, it will very quickly transform into various building materials. Wood, concrete, things like that. It's not very great for like smaller, finer work, but as far as like building stuff, it's really handy for them. They haven't been able to successfully send any back home from the first expedition, though. And King, you know that's a particular thing that's kind of hung up on this mission. So mostly people have used it to kind of very quickly put together buildings and towns on this island.
Gotcha.
It's definitely not a way for me to hand wave how there's like giant cities built within 5 years.
It's unobtainium.
Unobtainium. Except you can actually obtain. So it's part of your job.
Uncindium. You can't send it anywhere.
Exactly. It is part of your job to secure some of this stuff, and you figure with your massive throbbing crafting check, that is going to be part of the initial settlement building. So it's like you pop out in StarCraft. You got to go get the supply, big blue crystals. These are the big blue crystals.
Look.
What was his exact question again?
What it was.
Okay. I'm assuming we need to find it so we can build the city. It's the very versatile rock.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're trying to find a way to get it off the island?
In particular, you're going to be using it to build up your first settlement.
Gotcha. So that was a question to the captain.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, if you know a way to get it off the island, I'm sure you'd be the prize in the eyes of many scholars. But for now, we'll just be using it to establish our base camp, and perhaps a further settlement as we go along. But very good. Here, I have something just for you. And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out like a very infantilizing plastic like sheriff's star. and then
Oh.
reaches over. What's your what are you wearing? What's
Oh,
your
no.
character wearing? What's your
I'm wearing, I don't know, kind of nice clothes. Like they're not like so nice that if they get dirty, it's gonna be ruined. But like they're fairly well quality clothes. Just some pants and like a, I don't know, short sleeve shirt, vest type thing. I have some armor that's under it.
good? Because it's good that it's not that fancy, because like he tries to pin it on you, misses the pin, has to take it back out, and jabs like 6 holes in it before he actually fixes it. It's like, well, that means that you're the team leader. Aren't you
Oh.
proud?
Ever so proud. Thank you.
Yes. Well,
I'm honored.
of course. So what we will do, I will take myself and you, and you and you, and you and you, and we will go ahead and secure this book tonight here. The report says that there's some several miles here to the. He pulls out his map and compass and kind of calculates a little northwest. I, of course, will take a leadership from the back position, so I will leave all the major decisions to you. But cameraman, please do make sure that you get all the good bits of my face and everything, and everyone of the crew. Everyone else, just stay here and work on getting a command tent up. I'll be back. What would you say? Before noon? It may be afternoon. It may be dinner. But we'll be back. We'll be back soon. Keep the fire on. Anyway.
I said it out loud. So now it's going to be 7 days.
So who's all left? So is it only Bones that went with him?
No, he's taking all of you.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and then leaving everyone else back. Notably, Rook was not on this boat with you.
Okay.
He went on like the third boat that was sent.
Cool.
He did go out, but he was not on this boat.
Right.
And there is, I forgot to roll for Anorax. Give me just a second here. So just as a little background here, so some of the NPCs that will show up in here will actually appear in the town and be able to be assigned to different positions or be dispatched and go on their own adventures. Some of the PCs have their own. Drake's actually playing one character that may or may not get introduced today. But in addition, after this session, I'll be putting up a forum where you guys out there in the audience can submit NPCs, and maybe they'll show up and probably not die a horrific death. So, Anorak, Tam. Is it just Tam?
Tam Chalk.
Yeah. So they are actually on the ark. Like they remain there. But
Okay.
you were given very, very specific instructions to report back to them immediately. Just the minute that you could.
Mm-hmm.
They put up a big fight about not getting to go out with you. But that was kind of overridden by management, so to speak. Particularly alluring flowers. So, strangely enough, this place looks very familiar. So, right off of the beachhead, it almost immediately kind of fades into like a grassy, woodsy kind of area. It looks very familiar. Like what you would expect going through a giant magical portal would be crazy giant flowers and big crystals sticking out everywhere. But that's not quite what you get. I mean, you've got like some very recognizable trees. Go ahead and make a nature check.
Not very good at that.
And not very good at that. You do reach down and then pull up just what you think is a pretty flower. It's kind of white and a little bit of blue there. You're fairly certain that it's a very rare flower, despite being surrounded by like 60 of them.
I like mumble to myself, how about this one?
It's a lovely little flower.
And then I eat it.
Gonna need to make a con save there, buddy. Fort save.
Woo!
Throw that alone. Go ahead and get this started.
Okay, where? Okay, you said fort save.
Yeah. It's revolt. It's not poisonous, but you managed to choke it down for whatever reason that you're eating a flower. But it's not pleasant. It's not palatable. So for what it's worth, my DM style is very off the cuff. I've had about 2 months to plan for this and crammed it all in the past 45 minutes. So I tend to kind of do things fast and loose.
Hey.
But yeah, so your journey is going to start off to the northwest. Before you take off, if there's any kind of preparations that you'd like to make, you can do so. Or anything that you might want to do with the team there. Browning is just kind of like milling about, and whenever Bones isn't occupied, he tries to get himself on film.
Right.
You do have
sneaking into the shot.
Yeah, you do have a feeling that if you keep up his wishes, then you're going to be out of battery before you get to where you go.
Yeah. Eventually, I'll kind of pack it up away, and I will start to pack it into the sidecar. Is the bike with me on this one, or is that coming in later?
It is. It did come in with you.
Okay.
It's kind of in a, not like a disassembled, but it needs to be kind of set back up because they had to pack it back in. So they'll kind of have it ready for you by the time that you get back.
Okay, cool. Then I will, if it's being reassembled, then I will continue to take the camera with me, but I'll eventually kind of like sling it over my shoulder with my backpack, and I will just get ready to head off.
Cool.
If it looks like we're actually going to be heading out somewhere far, I'm going to actually summon my phantom steed so that I have something to ride on.
Okay. What? So I'm not as familiar in Pathfinder 2. So give me the deets. What's it do?
Phantom steed is just a phantasmal horse that has 20 AC and 10 hit points. And automatically fails all saves that you throw at it.
Okay. So is it like a spell that you're whipping out, or is it?
Yeah, it's a spell. I'm summoning a horse from nothing.
Okay. So you do notice. So this is usually something that like, you pull off maybe like once a week kind of deal, back home. But here, you find that magic's coming a lot more freely too. You're able to conjure this spell a lot quicker. You don't feel quite as drained after doing it. So this is kind of translating from back in the old world where people who could cast like 3rd, 4th level spells were big shit. And it would take like a month or two to get all their spell slots back. Here it's rules written, so you're feeling a lot more empowered.
Mm-hmm.
So you conjure up this horse, like a little kind of blue and purple swirling portal kind of appears, as this horse just materializes from it. It kind of gives you like a little whinny, prances around you once, and then bows to let you on.
Bones immediately snaps the camera over to that and like takes a bunch of real close-up shots and is fascinated with the magic horse. And eventually breaking the silence, he kind of like gets into an interview close up, right like up to your face, probably uncomfortably close to this camera. He says, "Oh, fascinating. Did you do that?"
I mean, I did it with a little help, but yeah.
Ooh.
And then Laird will just get up on the horse and coax his bat friend to go up into the trees to keep an eye out.
All right. Bones just steps back and makes a berth for the weird magic horse to walk by and takes a shot of it going as it presumably leads the way for the rest of us.
Sure.
Yeah, Browning clap. He's very excited about this. He's like, oh, look at that. Look at that. Turn the camera on me. Turn the camera. Look at that. That is raw magic. Raw, arcane, divine. We don't know. No one knows. We're entering new territory. And he like reaches out to touch the horse a little bit, and then pulls his hand back just before he even touches. Definitely doesn't try to like climb on or anything. He's just mystified at this horse.
And Laird is just acting like this is a fairly normal thing. It's just
All
a
right.
horse.
Camera back down. Start to follow.
All right, so you'll start your journey here. He did say it was maybe 8 or 9 miles out to the northwest, so it's going to be a bit of a trek. Let's check out these overland travel rules. I don't think there's too much to it. So one thing that we have done is let the party kind of bring together the world map as they want to and kind of build that out as they go. So let me fire up Tabletop Simulator after closing out Steam. You guys won't have to hop on it. I'll share my screen. But in general, if you guys can kind of give me a formation while I'm setting that up on the in Roll20 of like your walking order, that would be pretty handy for me.
Take center.
I'd probably be close to the front.
I'll hang out near the
Which was-
back. Wherever
front,
the
left,
back
or
is.
Yeah, which way's front?
Let's say that the top of the map is going to be the front.
Just kidding.
Oh, that works. That works. Who's there in the back?
I'm the one without a token.
If you head over to Discord, I'll send it to you on Telegram.
Oh, okay, cool. How would I make my token?
So if you go to your character sheet and click Edit, you should be able to upload this as artwork for it. And then there's a few other things that Noel's going to have to do, and I posted those over on like the landing page, but he can do that.
Oh shoot!
At his leisure. And there's no hurry on that. That can be done whenever.
And the bat is just somewhere around.
Hit _point.
Yeah, it should be
Okay.
an option in the drop-down list.
Can I do it on this map, or do I need to?
You can do it on any map. Yep. And then once you do it, let us know, and we should be able to pull it out and have it work on this map.
Tie it to the character sheet.
Yeah.
You do it every time.
Exactly. With that said, Dubs, yours is always going to be enormous if you, because it gets resized.
Wait, why is he low?
I don't know. Did that get cropped before the upload? Maybe. I wonder if that's it.
It looks like everyone else might have like a transparency around them.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, they should all be 256. We can sort it out. At
Yeah,
some point.
I was double checking that. They are all 256. It's weird.
I know when I went to download mine, it had a transparency around it.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. You were doing it on this map. I'm sorry. I interrupted your work.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, we're all figuring it out together.
There you go.
Looks like things kind of got shifted around a little bit.
Actually, before you waste time doing this for all 14 tokens, it might also be good to set the health bar visibility to see, not just edit. That way other players can like see if a player is at low health and heal them. If that's how you want to run it as a DM, it's kind of up to
No,
you.
I'm totally fine with that. How?
I think that next to where you assign it to hit points, there should be like a drop-down menu that's set to visibility. Yeah, there we go. I can see his now.
Yes.
Perfect. He did.
Alright, there we go. Actually, I don't really need Tabletop Sim. Let me just create a new page real quick. Oh man, it almost matches up to the grid, but whatever, it's close enough. Right, so this is the map that they built, kind of starting off. We had a session 0 and kind of put everything together, and you guys landed up like at the top right?
I think that was planned. It's kind of in this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was right around there.
Okay. Totally not where I thought you picked. So we're gonna say he had the map upside down and it was south-southwest instead.
Perfect.
So you're heading about down into this direction.
Perfect.
And Browning does comment, "Oh, you all move in such a perfect little line. A bit strange, perhaps, for marching. Maybe a little antiquated, even. But I appreciate it. It's good." So you're walking about at about midday, a little bit before. Trees start to kind of thicken up a little bit as you enter in some forest proper. Browning is at least doing a pretty good job of navigating you. Just kind of pointing you in one direction before turning into another one. Just getting you where you need to go. But eventually... Okay, did that shift you over?
It did.
Okay, sweet. I don't know how to get rid of the F.
Got it.
Perfect. Also, Mr. King, you seem to be dead. You may want to rectify that.
Oh no.
Alright, so if y'all can give me a perception check. So Pathfinder 2 treats, and if I say anything wrong here, or if you guys have any additional information to add, feel free to jump in. I'm still very new to the system. I just think it's going to be very exciting to run. But Pathfinder 2 treats perception a little bit differently, as well as has kind of a like a levels of success deal. So critical successes aren't just nat 20. If you get 10 above what you're shooting for, then that's a critical success. conversely, if you're 10 below what you're shooting for or more, is a critical failure, and there's different levels of success going down through there. And that's one of the things I really like about this system. I'm finding it really slick.
Yeah.
Now, Anorak, does your bat buddies have any kind of special perception or anything?
I'm pulling up the sheet to look.
Also, special shout out to Incarnate.
It's great.
It's pretty great.
It's real solid.
This isn't an Incarnate map, but I kind of went through a couple of style choices here and there, so I'm still kind of playing with it. But like that little beach thing there, I put together in maybe 45 seconds, and that was really cool.
I haven't played with their battle map stuff much. I've mostly just used it for world maps, but it's really solid. They have a good library.
Are these bushes or trees?
These are trees. They're very kind of short and stunty.
What would you say they are?
Batception. Right, so most of the journey has been quiet so far. However, as you reach kind of a slight dip in this path, somehow you hear just a slight snarl coming from here, like in the tree.
I will at least catch up real quick with, I'm going to mispronounce this, like hair? Wait,
Layer.
layer. Okay, closer to one syllable. All right, and at least like quietly put a hand on his shoulder, kind of signal to stop, kind of point in the direction. Layer. Okay, that actually helps seeing it kind of spelt out phonetically. But I'll at least get him to sit still so he doesn't run straight into whatever that is, and at least point in that direction, showing that I'm hearing something. I'm trying to not make too much noise to let whatever that is know that I know that it's there.
Okay, cool. What are the rest of you do?
How tall are these trees?
Regular old tree height. Just the regular tree. I mean, they're pretty towering. You've got some kind of underbrush underneath them. So there's some bush in there. So like if you went off into this, it would be like difficult terrain. It would be fairly easy to kind of creep around in, as long as you didn't trip over a stick or snap a twig or something.
What if they jumped straight into the trees?
You could definitely do that. Let me Google average tree height. Goodness.
Like 25, 45?
Yeah, somewhere around in there. Maybe 50 at the tallest. But you can definitely just like jump and like latch onto a tree. Give me an athletics check if you would like to do so. Okay. Really, so you just, you hop straight up and like latch to the side of one of these trees. The bark's pretty soft. It's really easy to get your terrible little claws in and kind of skitter up and down. Do you have a climb speed at all?
I do not.
Okay.
I do have a 5-foot jump though.
Legit. Well, you go straight up and you latch onto the side of this tree, and you can probably get a little more height too if you want it.
I was thinking about jumping from tree to tree if they're going to be stopping here.
Okay, that might be a little trickier. But you can definitely give it a shot. What about the rest of you?
When somebody points out noise, Bones goes for the camera and starts setting that up to film. And
Perfect.
just kind of points it in that direction.
All right, and Brownie kind of takes a squat down. It's like, hush, listen, there might be predators on the way.
Crikey.
Poor blimey, mate.
Where did you see the stuff coming from, Sumo?
I'm gonna point off in that direction again.
You can also hear something off in this relative area. You can't really pinpoint it, but it's somewhere out there.
Oh, I will kind of point like all over the place then.
Yeah, like you have a feeling if you hadn't heard like just that slight little growl, you would have walked right into a pincer.
Well, then Laird's eyes are going to glaze over, and his bat is going to start flying this way, trying to be a little stealthy.
Do you need a bat token? Let me get you a bat token.
I need a bat token.
You need a bat token. Give me.
Could also use with a bat character sheet. But
That's gonna have to wait. What is your color? What's your color of choice?
Blue. Let's just go with blue.
Perfect. Any way to make them smaller?
Yeah, if you hold the corner, and I think Alt lets you not snap to grid. Might be Alt Shift or just Shift. One of those combos.
Controlled by who are you? Interact.
Yep.
Okay, I think you can zip that around. That'll work for now until we get something better.
Okay. In which case he is going, remembering button commands, going over here-ish.
Okay, and is he like okay? So first off, is he like a familiar? Is he like something you summon? What's up with the?
He is my familiar.
Okay. And is he flying at like underneath the trees, above the trees?
Staying in the trees, but near the canopy.
Okay, gotcha. Does he like share any kind of information with you?
I have the share senses thing, so I can actually look, see, smell, and hear through him.
Okay. Give me a batception check.
Will do.
For my own curiosity, is that like a passive thing?
No, that is a thing that I have to declare that I'm doing.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay, yeah. So you jack into your bat. And looking down, you can see a couple of these creatures, just kind of crouched down in the brush. It looks like they're kind of pointed out here, like they're actively watching you, but kind of waiting to go here. They look like brown furred wolves with one very distinct chain. They've got these two long whiskers, kind of like an Eastern dragon kind of deal, coming from each side of their muzzle. And they've got them kind of held right at their sides, very stiff and still. Definitely some kind of predatory creature.
Question that probably has the answer of absolutely not. Would I be able to recognize these things at all?
Probably not. Go ahead and make a nature check. So generally, like anything that was like reported earlier in earlier expedition, hits like the airwaves or people talk about it or make documentaries or things like that. You do recognize this as what's called a Atgarian wolf. From what you know, they tend to be pack hunters. They're relatively intelligent. There's usually one alpha around, and curiously, they do tend to hunt for sport.
I will relay that information and get out of the bat so that I'm actually able to do things.
Okay. So Mr. Ratboy, what's your sitch?
I guess first of all, can I even see anything from up here? Anything besides a path?
Since you're a little bit higher up, it might be easier to spot. So go ahead and make me a perception check. Okay. Yeah. So these guys aren't terribly stealthy. So you can see a couple up here. I'm struggling with roll 20. Bear with me. But notably, one is a lot larger. He's kind of back from the rest of them. So I'm having some trouble dragging. There it goes. Okay.
I've also had it not drag things correctly sometimes. It may
Yeah.
just be roll 20 recently.
But you got this big old boy kind of in the distance. The only really reason that you didn't see him earlier is because he was behind some shrub. Getting up in the tree, you can see him perfectly. He's about twice the size of the other.
Ooh.
Just this nasty long dripping coming down from his face. He looks hungry.
I guess I'll snap down to the guys below and be like, in a whispered tone, "Oi! Oi!
Yeah.
Looks like we got 3 of them over here."
Oh, okay. And he starts to point the camera in that direction.
I guess
Right.
also say,
What you got?
I don't know if they're dangerous yet, except them being extremely large. Correct?
Yeah, I mean these two are looking like they're ready to pounce. Like they're intelligent hunters from what Laird told you. They're just kind of waiting for you to get into their pincer and then jump you.
I was going to say, I think we're 2 seconds from initiative here.
Okay,
You
well-
definitely. What you got?
You lot stop faffing about down there. Knives out.
So immediately at that, Browning brings out 2 pistols and just starts shooting.
Oh no!
So let me figure out how to do an initiative, and then we'll do that. There's a clock.
Then we each need to hit initiative with our token selected. You'll need to do the same for each.
I don't
steering.
know if this applies to anyone else, but remember you can use a different skill for initiative.
If you're doing a sneak or a surprise, yeah.
I would definitely let you use stealth, at least for you from where you're at. But everybody else is going to be perception. I don't think there's an easy way to roll for me.
So what you're going to want to do is you'll click any one of these random mooks and then roll initiative from their sheet if they have a sheet out. Otherwise, what you're going to want to do is click the gear at the bottom of the initiative thing, and there's an option to manually add a custom field. And you can add one for the regular wolves, one for the elite wolf, and then roll manually and put their numbers in.
I'm going to press a button and see what happens.
I believe.
Nat 1. Hey, we both got nat 1s.
I
did it.
I see the
Too many
rolls. I don't see them on initiative though.
Frig. Okay.
So make sure you have the token selected, and then make sure you're hitting like the actual initiative button and not just the perception button.
So used to map tool.
It's all good.
Uh-oh, there we go.
There we go. Why did that happen? That's odd.
So not only am I getting used to roll 20, but I'm getting used to the Pathfinder sheets.
Right. Yeah, I have not looked at the like NPC sheets at all, so I don't know how that works.
All right, so here's a question. For the turn order, is there any way to display names? Just for the view over here.
It should if the token has a name. So like you'll see that mine doesn't over there. That's odd. But yeah, normally it would have the name if the token had a nameplate with it.
I only see mine with a name in the turn order.
Yeah, I think it's probably because
I only
nameplates
see
aren't
mine.
visible. With that said, we can, like, if it's just for our sake, you can hover over it and it'll put a yellow border around which one it's talking about.
Yeah, that's legit. Let me see. This one.
Yeah, if you edit token settings, it should have a toggle for whether or not the nameplate is visible, and that should do it.
Okay, can you see their name coming through?
No.
Well, frick. Oh well,
We'll sort it out at some
no
point.
big deal. All right.
Yeah.
Give me 30 seconds here. You want to whip us up some battle music, some variety?
Yeah, just the thing for it.
Oh, this is neat.
Yeah.
What's the flavor for?
Like generic RPG walking through a forest encounter versus, I don't know, really spicy eccentric stuff. It doesn't account for the fact that there are more than one flavor. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't really rely too much on those sliders on the right anymore. Like, it kind of just cycles through everything now.
Well, starting with Teeth in the Jungle.
Hell yeah.
All right. So this is going to be some combat. So, Samo, you've got some wolves of sorts growling away at you in the jungle there. And by the jungle, I mean the wood. So what you got? So, for what it's worth, if you guys can kind of talk through your turn a little bit, just for everyone else's sake. This is a new system to a lot of people. Pathfinder 2 works on a 3-action system. You can use those actions to, for instance, move and then attack and then move again, or attack 3 times, or maybe you've got a special spell that takes more than 1 action to cast. So if you can kind of talk through your turn, and I'll try to do the same for my little dogs here, and then we'll kind of go from there.
All right. Well, with the movement of 25, I'm assuming I can get right up in there, or is any of that considered hard terrain or harsh, difficult terrain?
This is definitely going to be difficult terrain once you get off the path.
Okay.
So that's going to be 10 feet of movement per.
Okay, so I would not be able to make that with a normal movement. So let me find this thing again. Okay, so I can use my sudden charge, which will be a quick sprint, which will let me stride twice. And if I end my movement within melee reach of at least one enemy, then I can make a melee attack against them. That is going to be a 2-action ability. Let me see if I could click that.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so that is going to let me actually take this movement and get up here, as well as make an attack for those first 2 actions.
Perfect. All right, let's do it. Which one you hit?
First one.
Perfect.
I would like to hit the southwest one first.
And what kind of weapon do you have?
I have an Arumi that I made sure that I readied before
Yeah,
Browning went and started shooting.
What exactly is that?
So that is... God, that helps with a picture, so I'm not just...
Yeah, no, this is...
It would look very much kind of like a Cat of Nine Tails, but it is essentially like a double-edged, long, narrow, flexible sword that's essentially like on almost like a whip-like handle. It is some nasty shit.
Yeah, they are. They're real cool.
Okay, so I would make my first attack against the southwest one.
Okay. Give me just a second. Let me pull up their sheets again because I'm terrible at this. Pop out. Perfect. That's exactly what I...
Yep, that helps a lot.
Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely going to be hit.
Okay, and I'm assuming not a crit?
That is actually a crit. Yeah, no, so that's going to be a hell of a strike.
Okay, so that would also apply the deadly D10 damage that my weapon does have. So that should work correctly.
Okay, so that's in addition to...
In addition, because it applies that normal crit damage plus then that extra D10 from having the property.
And it looks like that is built into that second roller. I see a D10 at the end
Yes, I did actually make sure that was built in.
Okay, awesome. So 7 plus 15 is 22 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you charge into the bushes, pull out this Arumi, and just with a snap, it flies forward and slices off one of these things lashers, and then gets it good right down the side. It's like limping and starts to turn tail.
All right.
So that was one action. So you got another.
Well, that was
two actions. Yeah.
So then for third action, I will change targets and go for this north one. I was not able to figure out how the hell to make this actually work for my dice rolling, but because my weapon has sweep, I should get a +1 circumstance to my attack.
Okay, we can just add it in.
Yeah, just
that's
saying that at least for that. So then attack number 2.
Okay, so that one does go wide. It just manages to see that coming as you strike down its buddy, and it just kind of hops to the side out of the way of your second attack.
Gotcha. Oh, and I guess for others, just in case not as familiar for people watching, so like second and third attacks per turn have an additional negative modifier to them.
Right.
Just how it jumped from 27 down to 10. All right, but that's all 3 of me.
All right, cool. So this thing is gonna try not to panic, fails miserably, and then turns tail and runs. So normally, people don't get attacks of opportunity in this. However, as a fighter, I believe you do. If you choose to take that as this thing just starts the bolt.
That one's okay. Nah, he's running away, not towards the group. I don't care about him.
Okay. So he's just gonna take off. You've done enough damage to him. He wants to live. Let's go against the Bones.
All right. Bones is, what does he want to do? He needs to get footage. That's his job. So he keeps the camera pointed northwards, but then he kind of swings it left to catch what Samo's doing over there. Nasty pups. Look at the hunt as a group. Fascinating. He is going to use one of his actions to raise his buckler, just so that he has a little bit of extra defense in case any of these things come for him. And then he's going to use his other 2 actions to take a ready. He's going to ready a stride so that if any of them start to charge directly towards him, he can try to move to outrun them or reposition so that there's a buddy in the way.
Perfect. So Browning does come over and kind of take the camera from you, just to say, don't worry. You guys take care of this. I'll take care of the foot. We'll cut that out in post. Don't worry.
Excellent. Okay.
I didn't want to overload you with a camera going the entire time.
Oh no, it's totally fine.
So just to recap, what are your actions there?
So the first action is to raise a buckler with his free hand, and he can do that even while holding things. And then the second 2 actions are to take a ready action, and the action that he readies is a stride, which basically is a move action. And I will trigger it if anything starts to come directly for me instead of any of my allies, to try to avoid them and kind of kite them.
Sweet. So readying actions works pretty much the same as it does in 5e from what I understand. But you can delay initiative, so if you don't want to take your turn yet, you can voluntarily reduce your initiative and go later in the round.
Yep.
But that does permanently reduce your initiative, so it's not always the best thing to do. Right. In any case, so that's going to be your ready to action later.
Okay, I am going to use my second level spell day to summon a fey creature. And in this case, I'm going to pull out a Vex kit.
Can you drop a link to that in the chat?
Going to see if I can without it trying to freak out on me. Yes.
Perfect. All right. I definitely don't have this guy statted, but that's okay. Let me whip some up for you. Give me a second. Bam. Except maybe not that large. Can you give me a rundown of what this guy does while I get everything swapped over to you?
So he is just a little insectoid guy who is going to be fighting for us for the next minute or until I drop the spell. And yeah, he's a little freaky looking, got his own hammer. I don't remember how summoning rules work and if he actually goes this round or not.
You got a second to look that up if you want. So I think that's based off a summon animal.
Yes.
Except it's not. So
Except it's not an animal. Yeah.
Immediately after you finish casting it, it gets 2 actions for the turn,
Okay.
and then it appears that they just act like an independent creature, except they follow your orders, as far as I can tell. But I'm looking still. Okay, here we go. I found it. It moves on your turn. It only gets 2 actions, and it doesn't have any reactions. And in order for it to do anything, you need to use one of your actions to command it. So you basically trade one of your actions every turn for it to get 2 actions.
Which means it does nothing but defend itself this turn because I had to use all 3 of my actions to pull the guy out.
okay.
Notably, I think the rule about summoning overrides it, so it does immediately get its 2 actions because you cast the spell this turn.
Okay. Do you manually control it, or does it kind of do the best it can?
I believe that's left up to the GM, honestly.
You know, you dealt it, so you smelt it. I'll give you direct control over it.
Okay.
That may change in the future. We're learning things out. Okay, gotcha. In that case, why don't you just give it like a general? I mean, it's intelligent. So this little thing just kind of appears in a puff of pink and purple and octarine smoke. This terrible little creature, and he kind of taps his mallet in his hand. Clicks his terrible little feet together, looks up at you, and it's like, "What do you orders, boss?"
For now, go help Samo.
Was that big dog guy? Yeah, I can do that. So he's gonna move to here with both actions because it's gonna get into. He can't fly, I don't think. I'm gonna say he can make it there with one action. And then he takes this little hammer and then swings it for the fences. His maul is a +8. You want to roll that for him? I think if you put it in double squares, it'll roll it. Yeah. So for what it's worth, if I'm controlling your buddy, I'm not going to screw you on command. Like I don't play the evil genie bullshit. But yeah, if you leave it alone, it's gonna do the best it can, and that may not be what you want it to do.
I like that a lot. That's actually really cool.
So it jumps up next to Samo. So Samo, you see this terrible little gremlin just, "Hey, I'm here to help you," and then it just swings where that wolf was. It's like, "See, I'm helping you." I think that's your turn, right?
That is all I can do, so yeah.
Alright, cool. So the Alpha suddenly realizes that its plan for an ambush isn't going to work. So it's going to bounce over here with 2 actions. So just as Brownie picks up the camera, you see this just giant truck-sized blur whip behind and just tackle King.
Excellent.
So we're actually gonna go here. So these lashers reach out and start slapping at you. What's your AC, Mister?
My AC, unless I did it incorrectly, is 13.
All right, we're gonna see if it.
Does that sound right for like leather armor?
That definitely doesn't sound right.
Should be higher than that for sure.
Okay, then I did something.
What's
wrong.
your dexterity?
Modifier's 3. So it's a 16 for a modifier of 3.
Set it to trained. I think that's what you're missing.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
It's 18.
There we
Okay,
go.
that sounds a little better. Yeah.
That's
That being
good.
said, these things have a real good attack, so we'll see what happens. So it's going to reach out with these little lashers. Definitely
no.
snags you. Ignore that critical damage, because that's. I wish there was a way to globally turn that off. Let me see.
There might be one.
I mean, that's just I can just ignore the critical then, right? Just so would I adjust? Are we going to be adjusting the HP on our tokens, or does it like tie to our sheet where we can change it?
It should be
yeah.
tied to your sheet now. Notably, I don't think it has actually been saved to our sheet yet, so we'll have to get that in a second. But
It looks
work
like
while we're on this
it
map.
looks like it worked
Yeah.
right there. I just changed it on the sheet
Yeah, that should
and
be
it transferred.
So that is a critical though, since it's 10 above your AC. So it's going to do 20 damage.
Oh. Gotcha.
And then with that, these terrible little spines at the end of these whiskers grab you and then yank you towards it, where it wraps its giant meaty jaws around.
Oh no. Quick interjection before we jump to the next turn. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Fortunately, you managed to kind of pry away from getting bitten in half. So what's your interjection there? But you are grabbed by this thing.
Is Browning like actually keeping the camera trained, or is he like throwing it to the ground and not doing a good job?
He's keeping the camera trained the best he can.
Okay, cool,
He definitely got the shot of King getting yanked in by this thing. You get the distinct feeling that he will absolutely let one of you die for good footage.
Perfect. Okay, good. As long as somebody's getting the footage, I'm happy.
All right. So that's its everything. So Jan.
Yes, it's Jan.
Jan.
I've watched the video multiple times now to make sure how this works. But it sounds like even though they rolled perception for initiative, I am still hidden until I do something or they seek me. However, flat-footed doesn't apply except for these 3 under me. So I guess I will one action pull out a dart, and the other action throw it at this wolf.
Okay.
And I don't think I have a third action, but I guess I'll throw first.
Okay. Yeah. So that's gonna. Your dart just sails down and catches it right in the thigh. It kind of yelps and limps about a bit. So there's an option to turn off the critical damage. If you go into options, you can just hit don't roll. Critical damage is just a double, so whatever damage you roll will just get doubled.
There is still the precision damage, which is sneak attack.
It's true, but it won't get the crit damage on there is what I'm referring to.
Yeah. Is it under the options or the weapon options?
Should be under the options.
Yeah, way at the back. That still ends up being 1622, though, right? Because it is a crit. That might not be a crit. Yeah, I forgot their AC is higher. Just kidding.
It's 8 plus 6.
Yep. So you get it real good. It's definitely limping as its leg is kind of pinned to its torso. So that was 2 actions. You got another dart?
I do, but then I'd have to draw one, so that wouldn't.
Legit.
I guess I'll draw another one and then be done.
All right, got it ready. All right. So this little evasive bastard is going to take a spring back and try to take a chomp out of Samo. Chomp.
Ooh,
Boy, what's your AC?
27 hits.
Oh yeah, but what's your AC?
might be a
21.
crit.
21. Okay, so it's not a crit, but this is gonna hit you for 7. And that does just the weight of it knocks you over, and it just continues tearing at you. So that 21's barely going to hit, but that last attack you managed to get it caught on your like an arm guard and kind of shrug that off.
Okay, and just double checking, I have to specifically use an action to raise my shield in order to use shield block, or okay. So I couldn't remember because of my class feat.
Yeah, while you're shoot, you might be able to use shield. So there's breeze of shield, and then there's shield block.
Because the class feat gives me shield block, and I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
again.
so everyone can raise a shield, and you do need to do it in order to do your special class feature, which is shield block, which is a reaction.
Okay, because I know that there was like quick shield block, which gives you an additional reaction in order to do that. But
that one I'm not familiar with, so I'd have to look into that.
Do you have that?
No, I do not.
Okay, gotcha.
That's like way fucking later.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. So you're not able to put your shield up in time, and this thing just kind of tears at you. Since I'm fur flying, so that is 11 total damage. Meanwhile, these guys are going to move in, one after Laird. So it's going to be one action to... Actually, it might be 2. Yeah, it's going to be 2 actions to move here. Just kidding, here. And then he's going to try to whip you with his lashy bit. I'm assuming you have a better AC than 10.
Oh yeah. Also, can their whippy bits go?
Oh, that was
5 feet up.
That was against
Oh,
Laird.
okay.
Yeah. But they can definitely, they've got some reach. They've got quite a bit of reach.
Yeah, I am definitely better off than 10.
Okay. So you just duck over this giant tentacle as it whips over your head. And this guy, and this should trigger your reaction, so you can do a thing. Bones.
Yep, soon as I see him coming my way, I just start to take my stride over this way. Actually, I'll end up right here. Kind of going around behind Laird.
Okay. So he's gonna try to chase you down, but that's gonna eat up another action. So he's gonna get right here and then try to whip you with his lasher.
Bring it. Miss.
Yep, swat it right out of the way with the sheet. Mr. King.
It's unfortunate that that thing moved. It's right where I wanted him.
Yes, you are wrapped up in this thing.
So does that prevent me from doing... What does it prevent me from doing, I guess?
Let's find out. The creature is grabbed.
I'm assuming it's like similar to grapple.
Yeah, so you're grabbed by its slashers. So you're held in place, you're flat-footed and immobilized. If you attempt a manipulate action, you have to succeed at a DC 5 flat check or it's lost.
Can you please translate what that means?
Yeah, so you're flat-footed, so your AC is lower, and then if one of these guys had rogue levels, they could backstab. You're immobilized, so you can't move. And if you use anything with a manipulate tag, which is like casting a spell or pulling out an item or things like that, you might not be able to do it.
25% chance.
There should be...
Flat-footed
All
is
spells
also
or just certain spells that have the manipulative feat? Or manipulate?
Anything with a somatic component or a material component is automatically manipulate.
Gotcha.
So most spells. But if you're like telepathic, it might not be. I don't know how oracles work.
The cool thing about oracles is instead of using materials, they can just use somatic.
Yeah, I think somatic is still manipulate, but I'll go double check real quick.
So there is an action called Escape, where you can escape from the grapple, which is it's a little weird. It uses your unarmed attack against its DC, against its athletics DC.
Okay. Based on what Feck pulls out, I might try to cast a spell. If
Sure,
not,
yeah.
then I'll try unarmed.
Yeah. So it is manipulate if it has material, somatic, or focus. You can do verbal for free, but that's it. With
So
that said, it's only a 20% chance of failure.
Yeah.
So it's still a decent chance it works.
yeah, so if you do it, you roll a d20, and if it's a 5 or higher, you're good. Otherwise, you lose it, the action, and anything that you try to cast it with.
You know what? YOLO. Let's just go for
Yeah,
it.
don't let this dog give you shit.
Cool. All
You
right.
live
Well,
here now.
I'm gonna cast Sound Burst right behind him.
Okay. Roll me a d20, and if it's a 5 or up, you're good.
I believe.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. So you struggle a little bit. You wiggle an arm out. And tell me how this what the spell does and how it looks.
All right. So this is Sound Burst. Let me just pull it up real quick. It creates this cacophonous noise blast. It just sounds like 1,000 million buzzing bees as this just booming noise comes from it. He needs to make a fortitude saving throw. And for some reason it didn't really show, but there is like degrees of success for this.
Okay. So his fort's pretty good, but let's see what we got. So that is just going to be a success, but not a crit success.
Okay, then he takes half damage.
Okay. So it's going to be 7 damage.
Yeah, I was hoping that he'd do a critical fail and would become stunned, but you know, hey.
Well, he does kind of stumble a little bit, but he's still got you wrapped up nice and tight in his grippers.
All right. So I have 1 action point left. I'm
Yep.
assuming I needed more than that to try to escape from him.
Nope, it's just it's a 1 action.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I guess I'll just try that then.
Sure. So you attempt to check using your unarmed attack modifier. So do you have like an unarmed attack?
I'm trained in it.
Okay, cool. Do you have an unarmed attack on your melee strikes? Because that'll work.
I have unarmed fists.
Yeah, that'll work perfect. And then it's got a DC based off its athletics. So let's see what you can do.
All right, this is gonna be strength based. I'm assuming you can't choose it to be dex based.
Um.
Unarmed strikes are by default finesse.
Yeah. So I think you can.
It's still just going to use your strength for damage because that only applies to him.
Yeah. So this
Okay.
this isn't going to be a damaging thing.
Yeah,
This is just
I meant
gonna
more
be an
like
attack
if
roll.
the attack rolls based off of
Yeah.
dex, this could be better.
Absolutely.
Not better.
Not a great roll, unfortunately. That was a 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, you kind of feebly squirm around a little bit. It just kind of whips and jerks you around and slams you against a tree some. But you're still stuck tight. So that's your 3 actions. So we're back to Samo. Am I saying that right?
Pretty close, like Samo.
Samo. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, either or works. Well, considering that I'm hearing people screaming, biting, and sound bursting happening, I really want to get back to that other side, but this dude is in my way. So let's whip him.
Definitely hit, not a crit. But that is gonna carve him up good. So you got 2 more actions as your Yurumi just kind of claws over his back.
Right. I was hoping that would do a little bit more at least. Let's do number 2 then. Same target.
Oh, that's a crit. So it's going to be 18 damage. So it kind of snarls at you once as you kind of clatter the flat of your Yurumi on it. But then your second attack gets it like right on the back of the neck, and just as you pull your blade back, it just sinks to the floor and flop.
Oh, it's dead. Okay, I was gonna say there's still the D10.
Why don't you go ahead and roll that for fun and see? Yeah, he's super fucking dead.
Nice.
Oh yeah, because that first one's the base damage, right?
Yep.
5, 4, yeah. Okay. Okay, unfortunately I can't charge. That's too many actions. Best I could do is like 1, 2. Is that 3 and 4 to get over here?
I can't
Or is that
see. I can't see where you're.
Oh shit! I'm hiding my things. Give me a second.
So it'd be like 5'10" to
Okay, so
here,
that'd be
and then you're
2.
clear.
Okay. Okay, so once I'm past that first section, I'm
Yep.
good. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. We'll go right there.
Perfect.
That would
Wait,
be
am I
all
not-
3.
Why am I not there? I should be there. I'm there on my screen.
You're right underneath them. You're in the
Where
same
Laird
square.
is on my screen. Where's Laird?
You're right on top of me.
I was gonna. On my screen, I'm right here.
Oh.
I'll just move myself here.
That's fine.
okay,
I'm cool with it.
I'm totally fine heading up here instead. Like,
You're fine. There
All
we go. That worked.
All right. Boom.
Right. Well, I got a friend now. I don't have to do anything fancy. I'm just going to use a stride action to go flank over here. That is 1 action, and then I will use a second action to attack with my rapier.
Okay. Definitely hit. And you get that sneak attack.
All of that 1 sneak attack damage. And then I have a third action free. I'll go and use it to attack again, taking the penalty for multiple attacks. Here we go. Oh, this sneak is not cooperating.
No, it's not. Well, you managed to kind of jab it in the flank. And it seems to have its attention focused on Samo. So in order to get its attention, you stab it again. It doesn't seem really concerned with your presence at the moment.
That's me.
All right, Lear.
Okay, so it looks to me like those two are actually taking care of the one that's been trying to attack me. So we're going to focus on the one down here now. First, we're going to maintain this spell.
Okay. And that gives him his actions, correct?
Yes, he gets 2 actions
Okay.
in there. And then I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to Ray of Frost that guy. So 2 actions to cast a cantrip.
Atop your steed. So that does
And
unfortunately
probably
whiff.
missed.
Yeah. So it kind of hops out of the way of your streaking ray of frost as it makes little icicles on the ground. But you got Vex. It's like, hey, wait, boss, you're moving too fast.
And his orders are still to help Sabo.
Right.
So.
Yep. So he's gonna move up and try to hammer this guy. So it's gonna be a +8.
Okay, why did that not actually go through?
Yep, that's definitely hit. So it's going to be a D12 +1 plus destructive smash, which doesn't do anything in this case. So it's a D12 +1.
Okay.
Oh god! So you hear just this really meaty crunch as your Vex runs around and then clobbers this thing, and he's swinging this hammer that's just bigger than he is, and with Bones' rapier still in him, he just smashes this thing's entire front half, and it immediately stops him. Boss, I gave him the hammer. You like that? You like it when I give him the hammer? Oh man, I'm real funny. All right, this alpha is going to continue trying to maul King. Actually, what he's going to do, he's going to see that his pack's getting torn apart. And he's gonna just kind of like throw you aside with his lashers. So it's gonna be 11. And he will let go.
I'm looking pretty bad.
Yeah, well, so he's gonna pounce over here and try to wrap his giant drooling muzzle around Bones' entire head. Probably does. He does not get pack tactics, so that's gonna be 14 piercing. As your like upper half is just kind of consumed by this giant wolf, and it's just kind of shaking and thrashing you around. That's a 14 on fit.
14 misses.
No, 21.
Oh, no,
yeah,
that's
sorry.
Definitely hit.
Right, shot. And you got a dart ready.
So I guess one thing that's going to influence what I do a lot is generally do enemies have AOO in this? Because I know players don't.
Generally not, but some of them do. It's one of these things where, and something I really kind of like about it too. Like you kind of have to fight something a little bit to see what kind of reactions that it has, because it may not necessarily be you move away from it and it slaps. These do, and no, you're good. I have like 17 tabs open trying to read up on rules.
I'm catching up on a lot as fast as I can.
Yeah. I do know that in Pathfinder, so going from here to here with the stride would have triggered an AOO, which is why step exists to do one but not trigger it. It's like Blood Bowl tackle zones. But in that case, I guess I will. So a basic leap is 10 feet, and I extend that by 5. So I guess I will leap with one action over to this side of the big one. And then I don't know if replacing the dart with the nightstick would be one action, or if it would be... Well, I guess I have a free hand, so I would pull the nightstick out in the offhand.
Yeah. Normally what you could also do is, as a free action, drop the dart.
That too, yeah.
But that's stupid. So go ahead and just pull it out in your off.
I will pull it out in the offhand and do attack number 1 on it. And I believe this is flanking?
Yeah.
So minus 2 AC and also sneak damage.
Okay, so you, what do you have, a nightstick?
Yes.
Okay.
It's extendable.
Yeah, so you just give this thing a good whack on the head. You hear something crack in it. It definitely did not enjoy that.
And then I will use my last one to parry, which gives me plus 2 AC, I think. Plus 2 or plus 1?
I do not know. But that's the thing from Nightstick, right? Like that's
yes,
thing
it's the parry property.
Sick. Okay. So you kind of ready yourself and hold it in front of you in a defensive posture.
And that's all 3.
All right.
It's plus 1.
Cool. All right. So for what it's worth, with this 3-action system, I really deeply enjoy not having Sorcerer Monk syndrome. Like you do your 3 actions, I'm like, okay, your turn's over, and then I can keep moving. So that's pretty slick. So this wolf here is going to try to knock you off your horse here. Let's see what he's got. He's going to take 1 action to step up. And then another one to try to lash you. 19 on AC.
That just hits.
Okay, so these lashers wrap around you, and the tips of them have like these little kind of nasty hooks that just kind of dig into you. And then just yank you straight down against it, where it starts chewing on your face. Very poorly.
Is that damage or is that trying to hit me?
That's trying to hit you. It missed.
Yeah.
Alright, King.
All right, I don't have the thing for sneak attack embedded in mine, so I'm just gonna roll after the thing. I don't know.
How many of you fuckers sneak attack?
I was gonna say, do we have 3 rogues?
Anyways, I pull out this fountain pen and I click it, and a switchblade comes out of it.
Yes.
And then I just stab this big guy.
I'm so glad somebody bought that stupid pen.
Through a go.
I was so tempted.
Okay.
Oh, good damage too.
Yeah.
And then I think sneak attack is the D6.
Yep.
Wow,
Hey, that 1d6 bros.
we
Alright.
did it.
Cool. So you do kind of jab like it's slinging bones around, and just in an attempt to get it to pay attention to anything else, you stab it in the side with your fountain pen.
Do I get anything for it being flanked or whatever, or no?
It has to be on this square. This square.
Okay, so it has to be like directly across.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that was an interact and then an attack. So you got one more action.
Can I? How many actions is it to attack?
One.
Just one.
But your attacks get shittier the more attacks that you make in one
Okay.
turn.
Be
So-
sure to hit the number 2, so
Yeah.
it'll automatically calculate that for you.
Gotcha. I guess I'll try that then. Didn't roll anything. It didn't roll anything else. Oh wait, I hit the wrong thing.
Oh, well, that's as a 16's gonna wait. Is it flat-footed to you for some reason?
It would be if you moved up 1 space.
I'm okay with
Gotcha.
well, you'd have to. That would
I
be
guess
another action to do it.
Yeah. If I didn't have sneak attack, then won't worry about that. I guess I misunderstood how that worked.
It's
That's
1
fine.
damage anyway.
Yeah, we can. Well,
Yeah.
we can. If you want to take that third act or your second action to step here, so you would have had it. I'm cool with that.
Cool. Okay.
Because
Then I
that
wouldn't be able to, I wouldn't be able to attack second time then. Okay. Cool.
exactly that last attack would have missed anyway, so it's not a big. All right.
Okay.
So that's your Samo.
Let's. Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, it is an action to drop and pull out. So basically, I could change weapons with one action, correct?
Right. So you drop like if you're going two-handed, you drop your Rumi and your shield, and as a free action, and then as an interact action, you'd pull out your other weapon.
Yeah, let's do that. I am going to drop my shield and Rumi and pull out my maul because I am fucking this dude up. Let's move from there to stride there for my second action and wail on this dude's back of the head.
Okay. So you with the distraction set in by King, that is going to hit.
All right.
That's sick as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Wait,
Alright.
you can't. Wow.
All right. So you give it a good crack on the noggin. It's still keeping its jaws tightly around Bones, who now has their action.
And that is Mike die.
I'm here. Let's see. We're already flanking. I'm just going to go ahead and pull out the rapier and take another swing. Since he's flat-footed, he's got a -2 to AC.
Okay. So you're grabbed. So let me.
I am. Let's see. I forget if that imposes anything on me.
Immobilized and flat-footed.
I don't think there's any because you're not.
Immobilized, you can't use move, which you're not.
I was gonna say I don't think there's an attack penalty.
Okay. Yeah. That's legit. And you're still flanking one way or another. So get to
Excellent.
shank. For what it's worth, just to be clear, just to be clear on something real quick, I am for large monsters. I'm a big fan of liberal flanking. So in this case, you would be flanking with either Jean or King, either one.
Yeah, and that's rules is written too.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
anyway,
you basically just have to be able to draw a line from center to center, and it passes through opposite edges of the creature like that.
yep. I'm totally fine with that. Anyway, you're.
Here we go. This is going to be a bunch of frantic back-to-back attacks, basically straight into this thing's mouth to try to get it to let go of me. And it does have a -2 because of flat-footed.
Okay. That does.
Excellent. So there is 6. Oh, that's a big old no.
Yeah, that's.
And then my third one. Oh, that's
a big old hit. Yeah.
So that is 15 total.
Cool. Yeah. So you just stab it frantically in the gut, or in the throat, and it slowly opens its jaws and lets you fall out, and you're just coated from head to waist in this just viscous slobber.
Disgusting.
As it just kind of slowly like slumps over and bleeds out.
Perfect.
So the big one's dead.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to yell out, "Get this thing off me!" Over to Mr. Vex. And then we are going to commence with the stabbing. So, grabbing a
that
pair
is
literal pair of scissors and just jamming it into him.
Yeah. So you get it right in the gut. Just kind of snipping around your scissors. That is a crit, so that's 16 damage, plus an additional 6 persistent bleeding, which doesn't matter much as it completely runs out of blood. Alright, so, with all that done, Browning kind of points the camera down and just like looks around for a second at the carnage. He's like, wow, that's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful.
Is everyone okay?
Going to start press doing the blood off me.
So I know we have people actually designed around healing, mundane healing, that is. But
I have actual like magic healing.
you actually heal people without equipment and just the skill, medicine.
Oh, you said you can?
Can you heal with just skill and not equipment?
Let me.
Minister first aid. You need to have healer's tools.
I do not.
And you need to be. Oh, you don't even need training for that. Stabilize, stop bleeding. Neither of those do any healing. Let's see here. Treat wounds.
I do not have healer's tools at all. So
Yeah, you need
Gotcha.
a med kit for that essentially.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it can be done though. With training in a med kit, you can do mundane hit point recovery over 10 minutes.
Are we doing gritty, or are we doing like every day we get stuff back?
No, I ain't got no patience for that grit.
Okay.
But besides that, with the time scale of things going on, it's not going to matter either way.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
It also
That-
kind of just fits the story.
Yeah, I'm just going to heal myself up, so I definitely need the health. I'm going to go with a 2-action heal.
Yeah, seeing that everybody's just like casting magic and they're not bleeding or passing out from migraine, Bones is going to try to cast a spell, and he'll look down at his ripped clothing with dismay and cast Prestidigitation to at least clean the slobber off of them.
Cool. So it's pretty gross how it cleaned it off. It just like kind of falls off of it. Like it,
Hydrophobic.
yeah, exactly.
Ugh. Well then, that wasn't so painful.
That was very painful.
Oh, you don't look great.
Yep, not feeling so great, but I'll be fine.
Oh, the best thing for you is a good scrap. Oi, you, Camry man. What are you doing faffing about?
Me? What do you mean faffing? Are you speaking to your superior like that? What do you mean faffing?
You know, being all daddy-like.
Well, you know, of course I assisted with the battle. I documented it well, and I squeezed off a couple of rounds, as you say. I think you say that.
You
They do now.
taking the piss, mate.
It can if you spend 3 actions on that, it is an AOE heal. It's up to you whether or not you do that, King.
Yeah, it just. Oh no, I just did the 2 because it gives me. So if you do 2 action, you get 8 extra points.
Yeah.
If you do 3 action, it just does an area effect. So I did it. So I had 5. I had 4 health out of 34 of the 35. So I did it to give myself like 14 more health.
Okay, I
I
wasn't
agree
sure.
with that.
I thought I heard 3 action heal.
Yeah, I
Just
cleaned
wanted
that
to
up
make
so it looks a little bit nicer.
Thick heals, not shared heals.
Yeah, I mean it'd be nice if like everyone needed some healing, if it's heightened, but
Right. Well then, rather than sit here and be ambushed again, should we keep going?
sure.
All right. If
This time I'm not staying in the back though. I'm gonna stay more towards the middle.
hang on, Chrome is being a right bastard at me.
I'm assuming I can just assume I get my throwing weapons back.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a bastard about that.
I go and pick up all of my bullets afterwards, and I just put them back in my gun.
Nice.
All right. So are you guys good to continue here? Do you? Vex does give Laird a little salute, like, "Well, see you later, boss," and then just disappears in a puff of magic.
I will at least take a moment to grab a dagger and cut off one of these paws, just to show that yes, we did actually encounter something out here.
I am a tiny, tiny man on a big horse. So I'm going to take an entire corpse.
Yeah,
Oh.
have I seen these creatures before? Are these unique to this island?
They are unique to the side.
All right, I take my pen and turn it back into a pen, and I pull out a notebook and just start making a rough little sketch of one and taking notes.
Perfect. There's someone you'll get along with later.
Looking up to Laird. Your friend, Vix, was it? Where did he come from? Same place as the horse.
I have no idea where the horse comes from. The Vex was a member of the court back home, former home.
Oh, he's past the bar.
Past the what now?
The bar. Said he's from the court.
Different kind of court.
I see.
Jan will come up behind and wrap his arms around you both. Say, "Oh, it doesn't matter where they come from. Family's family, eh?"
Right.
This is my horse brother. I don't know where he came from.
Right. Okay. Well then. Horse from nowhere. And Vix the lawyer, but of a different type. A strange lawyer.
You see, you're thinking law when you should really be thinking royal court.
Oh, he's nobility. Oh. My
More
manners.
servant.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't have any way to do any.
Yeah, I did. I'm just. I don't want to waste all my materials, all my spells right now healing. So I'm good.
So I can make a note to buy some healer's tools the next time I'm in town.
Well, once we build
Or-
the town.
At camp,
yeah.
anyway. Yeah.
Do you
God, I
still
don't-
do you still have money? Because I'm definitely okay with a retro you buying a med kit.
I do still have money. I'll say that I left it back on the motorbike because I'm an idiot.
I don't
Okay.
think I can carry a healer's kit.
Let me see how big it is, actually. If it's small enough to bring with me, I'll bring it with me.
It's light, but I still think I can't carry it.
Oh, it's not as heavy as I thought. Yeah, I'll go and retroactively buy one. And if that's the case, am I trained in medicine? I think I might not be. But if somebody else is, they can use mine. Yeah, I'm not trained. Is anyone else good at using these things?
It's a one. It's not light.
I'm not.
I'm trained in medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
can dabble.
Would you mind taking a look at my arm? I think it's like it bit me.
I can see about seeing the bones if you want to look at King over there.
So as long as you're trained, it's 10 minutes on each of us, and then we can't have it done for another hour. So basically, once an hour, you can try to heal us, and then you make a medicine check. DC is usually 15, unless we're in a weird scenario, which we might be because we're in the middle of a jungle.
No, it's 15.
Yeah. Also, I'm not sure if it really matters, but like I've not introduced myself as King. I've actually gone by Alarun Rune.
Rune.
I've never I've just been pretending to be someone else, so I haven't really introduced myself as myself yet.
Excellent.
Fair
I'm gonna
enough.
get all these sheets set up in a second. We'll make sure to get like nameplates over everyone, and we'll make sure to get like whatever name they've been using in front of people.
Anyway, this is against Bones.
Uh,
On a failure,
Nothing happens.
nothing. Yeah.
You try to wrap him up a little bit, but like there's a lot of blood, and it just keeps kind of sopping into the gauze. You just kind of spend some time and resources and do nothing useful. The healer, the med kit doesn't run it, right?
Yeah, I
Like
don't think it's consumed. If you wear
Yeah.
it, no, it's not like consumable.
Yeah, no, that's legit. I mean, it's just like a med kit, and then every time that you go back to town, you're restocking it, so it's never gonna run.
Yeah. Oh, it is fucking expensive. I didn't realize it, but I can't
Yeah.
afford it, so I'll
Oh,
have it.
wow.
I mean, I still technically have 22 gold. So
Yeah. I'm good. I got it with me. All right, and then the other one was on. I've already
Oh.
forgotten. It was something very ethereal.
Alarun Rune.
Rune. Rune. Okay, rune. Got it.
It's spelled right there.
Okay, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah, let me do it. I don't know how to fix yourself up after some fights.
Just to make sure the stream's not able to hear me open micing and shoving pizza down my throat like some kind of terrible
Oh my god.
Domino's gremlin. I hope.
I'm gonna throw it open and find out. Doesn't sound like it.
Okay, good deal. All right, kind of the same deal. It's just really not sticking. Your hands are a little bit shaky. It was a long boat ride, and you just kind of immediately jumped into travel. So, a little bit trickier than you thought to put some band-aids on somebody in a little back.
Well, it is a lot of blood. Maybe we should get a move on.
I guess I'm just getting used to the tingle of magic in myself again.
I never used no proper tools before. Just rub some mud on it.
Browning immediately hefts the camera back onto Bones.
Perfect. I will review his footage and see if it's actually good.
Oh.
Mostly just because I'm curious.
Yeah. Like immediately or like?
If there's a way to do it without like overwriting it, if it needs to wait till we get back to the lab, that's fine.
It'll probably need to wait till you get.
Cool. Then I take it. I kind of throw it on my shoulder. I wince a little bit because it's probably the arm that got hurt. But then I happily get it set up to start rolling in when anything interesting happens.
All right. Cool. So you guys travel a bit further. It's probably going to be about an hour and a half, so you can make another treat wounds check if you like.
Ooh, yes, please.
Let's see if this works this time.
I believe in you.
Now, just to be sure, that's like if Laird treats wounds on bones, someone else can't treat wounds on bones too, correct?
That is correct.
The target is in temporarily immune, yes.
Okay, gotcha.
I guess just to make sure, were people generally looking to treat themselves with this? As like,
I would if I could, but I'm not trained in medicine.
Yeah,
I mean, if we were sharing like all the same healer's kit, yeah, I would have at least tried myself.
Yeah,
give it a shot.
if you want to do like a retroactive medicine check on yourself.
Oh, if more than I didn't realize you took damage. If you want, I can throw out a heal for all of us. I thought it was just the two of us.
Mr. Bones, do take 2d8 back.
Thank you.
2d8.
Yeah, he succeeded, so that's 2d8.
Yeah, healer roll. Mundane healing's really fucking good in the system.
Ooh, that's a crit. Jesus.
That's a big old crit, yeah.
You get 48.
Who is this on?
48.
Is it yourself?
Samo on himself gets 48 hit points. 4d8.
Yeah, so as all you guys are kind of fumbling around with that, Samo's definitely seen worse injuries than this on the farm, and just immediately patches himself up and looks none the worse. Those are some terrible 48 rolls, though, buddy.
It's a damn shame. It almost fully heals him, though, at least.
Yeah.
I just still need my
I didn't need
2d8
a whole
later,
lot.
though.
Yeah, so no dice on that check. But you got one more you can make, I think, on your name.
Rune.
Somebody patch that cat.
I think John was trying?
yeah, I tried and
Okay.
failed.
All right, so is that everybody?
Might as well see if I can't recover these 3 or 4 since we're doing all this. Nope.
Oh,
well.
that was nearly a crit fail too.
Yeah, notably crit fail, you do take damage.
Just stick your finger in the wound and sword around.
Ow.
All right. So a little time passes. Browning keeps saying that it's just right down the way. But right before you get there, you can hear just like gushing water coming from up ahead. So as the trail kind of ends and kind of blurs out into more grasslands, you end up on custom map number 1 here.
So notably, you might have to copy our tokens from the last map onto this one, just because we don't have a title
Yeah.
character sheet yet.
I can do that.
If anything suspicious happens on this map, that is.
It might be. Who knows?
You.
I do, actually. All right. So this river is fairly rapid. There's no bridge or anything inside, but you do see it kind of crashing up against some rocks right in the middle of the river. This does kind of pose a hazard. River stretches out for about as far as you can see, and this does seem to be the narrowest crossing.
Well then, one of us should probably run across and string a rope.
How wide is this?
About 30 foot. 25, 30.
Um.
I don't suppose your friend is strong enough to carry an end of it. kind of looking to the feathered bat.
House.
End of a rope.
Yeah. Then even if he was, I don't know if he's can he tie a knot?
I have something that might be able to help.
That he cannot do.
I pull out this like mummy hand on a string, and I summon a mage hand. I should be able to use this to tie a knot.
And he will just hand over an end of the rope.
I don't know how much of a mage hand can carry, but if all else fails, the bat and the mage hand could also just carry it together, maybe.
Thank God, ropes are only light in this instead of weighing 14 million pounds like they do in 5th edition. So let's go find out.
Targets one unattended object of light bulk or less. So
Hey,
you
there you
can
go.
Okay.
30 feet though.
Yeah, so I'd have to like stand like on the edge here
Okay.
to get the rope across and try to then tie it to the tree.
All right. So as you move up to the edge there, make a
Yeah.
perception check for him. Yeah. Oh yeah. You knew fucking. Yeah. Just give me a perception check. All right.
Oblivious. Goodbye, everyone.
So tell me how your mage hand is. Like, what does your mage hand look like?
I hadn't thought about that.
You can just come out and do a little snap.
What do you mean?
You know, it's just like a hand, right? Like, so they are
Yeah.
visible in this, right?
Yeah.
They are invisible or ghost-like.
I'll just keep mine invisible for now, and then I can decide what the ghost-like thing looks like later.
Okay, gotcha. So you kind of lean over the edge, and you're kind of straining just to get that mage hand to about here. When suddenly this creature just kind of leaps up from the edge of the bank.
Oh my God. What is that?
Gosh, it's
Oh, she ugly.
bigger.
It's a giant. How are they hiding in this water?
No, she's actually tiny. I mean, she's regular size. But she just like pops right out and just scares the hell out of you. Make a will save.
Is that on just Rune? Or is that on all of us?
Just him.
Okay.
Is this a thing I recognize?
Yes. Make a check. Occultism. I think it'd be occultism. That sounds right. That sounds.
Are you sure not this?
Oh no. You were so confident going in.
Yeah,
too.
you definitely don't know what the fuck this is.
Can
In
I
fact,
make since she's in my face?
Yeah, sure. In fact, Laird, you are so like focused on this that it kind of shakes you a little bit. I need you to make a will save too.
Oh.
You said occultism, right?
Hey, there
Oh,
it
you're
goes.
fine. Yeah, occultism's fine. So you haven't heard any kind of reports about something like this before. Laird, you this like it almost seems like it'd be familiar a little bit, but like you just kind of stare at her a little bit too long and get like freaked out by her look. What was your will save there, Mr. Alaroon?
20.
20.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's startling for certain, but not what you would call terrifying. But she just kind of like lays her long bony arms on the edge of the river and like looks up at you with these big bulging eyes, like, "Ah, gotcha! Ah, you dumbass!"
You got me. Ha ha ha. Do you live here?
Yeah, this is my river.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're
Yeah.
new here.
Yep. Don't get to cross.
Oh, okay. Is there like a bridge later on?
No.
Or is it like the whole river that you own?
This is the whole river's mine.
How much do you pay in property taxes?
Don't anymore.
Oh, you used to?
She kind of thinks for a second and is like, I don't think so. Hey, what can I do you for?
I don't know.
You
Trying to
see
find
her.
camp.
You see her kind of reach up and like twist one of her front teeth like back to be straight. As she looks.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to like get all gussied up for us.
I gotta look good for guests. I don't get them very often.
I will pull my mirror out and put it towards her. Here, look at this, mate.
Yeah, great, okay. She kind of uses it to like pop a pimple, kind of brush her hair back. It does nothing for her appearance.
Well, thank you for your hospitality.
She thinks it does, and that's what matters.
I smelt you guys coming miles away.
Bones kind of sniffs himself.
Like in a good way or like a bad way? Not you. I said it to her.
Well, oh, you got like a dog, a rat, 2, 3 cats? I don't know.
What, if you don't mind me asking, what are you?
What do you mean? What are you, asshole?
I'm a cat, like you said.
I'm just somebody who owns this river.
Oh, okay. River owner.
Named Stumbling Marine.
I like pull out my notebook and I start taking notes. Stumbling Maureen.
Maureen. Don't know why they call me Stumbling. Or Maureen, for that matter.
I would love to know.
Jury's still out on that one, honey.
All right, I will write. Needs to find out the origin of name.
Well, you said you were looking for some kind of encampment? I don't think there's any kind of encampment around here.
It's a mineral, something along those lines. What was it called again?
The red stuff. Yeah, the red stuff. Hey, well, the purple guys have been around there a lot. It's just right across my river, but you can't cross my river. Sorry about that.
What purple guy?
Oh, the purple guys,
Takes another note in his journal. Is there any way that you could give us permission to cross your river?
She kind of stares up at you for a second, and then, like, with really surprising speed, she, like, straightens her back and her arms out and, like, leers up and just gets her face all up in your grill. Just kind of sniffs at you. She's like, What are you going to offer?
How about a quid?
I don't know what that is. Can you eat it?
Pull out 1 silver.
No, that's stupid. I need something more,
Do you want, like, food?
precious to you.
Something precious to me.
Or you.
Oh,
or really
here,
any of you.
you
I'll do a 1 for 6 special.
This is definitely going to break that guy's heart over here, and I point to the captain. But he recently made me deputy sheriff, and I think, honestly, you deserve it more than anyone. I mean, who else is going to keep the law and order around here than someone who owns a river? And I, like, take off the pin and I hand it to her.
She kind of, like, looks down at that for a second. Make a... Fuck, was it persuasion?
Diplomacy.
They changed the... she kind of sniffs at it for a second, and then, like, looks over at Browning, who's keeping a respectable distance. And then she just kind of scuttles out right up to him. Crawling on all arms and legs.
Oh, I hate it.
I love her. This is why they call her Stumbling Marine.
It's like, yes, this one's a Hampton one. Why don't you give me his good looks?
Is he handsome?
He is very handsome.
Oh, okay.
And he wants fucking nothing to do. He is just like hands up, like, oh, nope, you are commanded not to allow that to happen.
That's quite a wager. We wouldn't want to make it on his behalf, but I'd be happy to put up the same thing if we make it a game of chance. My looks against passage across this river, as much as we like, for a decade, 2 decades.
Deal. But
All right. Oh,
you must answer my riddles 3.
or is this going to be in addition to the
It
game?
is a game of wits, of chance,
Oh. Okay, it's wits.
witty chance.
All right.
She like slithers back to here.
No.
And she just kind of looks up at you and is like,
You first.
Wait, I thought there was a riddle.
Yeah, you give me the riddle, and then I give you. Okay, well I'll go. Where do you get virgin wool from?
Virgin wool?
Virgin wool.
she's like got her hands on the edge of the bank and she's just like doing like a ha kind of like she's expecting you to get a joke kind of deal.
Okay. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I'm sizing up the landscape.
Yeah, no. What are the rest of you doing while all this chicanery is happening?
How's this rock in the middle look?
Very sturdy. It looks like it's
Slippery?
definitely slippery. It does look like it's been kind of weathered down on this side just by currents over time.
I kind of just like put my hand up to my mouth and kind of mumble softly, like, "What do you think?"
Well, then, I suspect it's a joke or a riddle of some sort of sheep that.
Make a perception check. I don't like that perception's not insight.
Right? It does feel kind of weird. I feel like it should be like diplomacy or something. But here we go.
Yeah. You really do get the feeling that she's not asking you a riddle so much as attempting to tell a joke. And wanting you to get the punchline.
So like from a sheep that hasn't been fucked.
An ugly sheep, you got it!
That's. Oh, I feel bad for the sheep.
Oh,
But that's a good one.
Oh, yeah, okay, so that's number one. So what are the rest of you doing?
I am keeping an eye on this woman.
Okay.
She was saying something about wanting like precious possessions, right?
Something precious.
So I would have kind of been like fumbling around in a pocket or like underneath my armor where I have my compass hanging. Just kind of mentally double checking. Yes, it's still here. Okay. I don't want to give this thing up. I hope everybody knows what they're doing.
Oh, no.
Legit.
I am staying completely the fuck away from this woman.
Can eyes pay toll separate, like
You. If you do, I'll cut my riddles down to just 2. What would I want from you?
She just kind of skitters around.
I seem to like Mimir a lot, eh? It's me mums.
She just like puts her just like long gangly fingers like over your chest from behind you and does like the Hannibal Lecter like thing right in your ear. Okay, so first off, is that mirror actually your mom?
Yes.
Okay. Make a diplomacy check.
I almost did deception. That would have been the wrong one.
Tell you what. I smell something on you. It smells like a coward.
and she just kind of circles back to the river a little bit and like does a weird little hag dance, singing "Scaredy Rat" over and over at you.
It's like, right? Did I get it? Did I get that one? Am I right about that? Don't lie, I'll know.
I think I was like Southern accent there. What the fuck?
Oh, well, I do declare.
I think it's not about whether or not you're scared, about whether or not you can sock them in the nuts while you're scared. It's collapsing as I keep going.
It's fine. Well, she kind of looks you over for a second.
She's like, You, cat with the years, you said 20 years? 20 years. If this rat gives me what I want, I'll make it 30.
Do you want to give him what you've got?
He'll
Is
just
it
shrug.
Amir? No, I wouldn't want to make that sort of call on your behalf. It is a nice Mia.
I
Is
don't
it
want
like,
to say what he's thinking out loud because that would ruin it. But yes, I would give it up.
does it look like a nice mirror?
She has no interest in the mirror. She just kind of puts both hands on the side of your head, and then like does the forehead to forehead thing.
And he's like, well, that's done. Anyway, 30 years.
Wait,
Did she do anything?
I was going to say, did she cast any sort of magic? I do have a feat for it.
Do you have like a detect magic, or what do you have?
I have recognize a spell if she casts a spell, but it has to be a spell.
It is not a spell.
Okay, cool.
So a lot of you still kind of hypersensitive to magic at the moment. What would detect magic kind of be? Like, is that an Arcana check, or is that?
It is normally an Arcana thing. Identify magic. There's a spell for it. There's a cantrip for it, and then there is also. So once you discover that it is a magic we can spend, it takes 10 minutes to study it, unless you use the spell to do it. But then once you do that studying, it is this action.
Okay. Well, a lot of you can at least tell that something has happened. John, you feel that like a weird sinking feeling in your gut, kind of like you've broken an important promise to someone that you genuinely love. But other than that, you feel totally fine. She kind of hops back down to the river and puts her elbow on the bank.
So what exactly did you do?
What? Transaction complete.
Yeah, and what was the transaction? Can we have a receipt, please?
These cats always asking questions. I don't know.
Well, if we don't have a receipt, how are we going to keep you accountable that you let us across the river?
Make a diplomacy check.
So listen. You're new here. You're new. I understand. I give you one good bit. Hang on.
And she like dives back down, disappears for a second, and then comes up with like little fishbone necklaces. Like it's obviously threaded from her hair, with like little bits of skulls and like fish rib cages, things like that. Just like general detritus, just kind of hang off them. They're very filthy trinket. But she just kind of goes back forward, and it's like, well, one for you, and one for you, you little short-haired asshole. Don't you ask me for a damn receipt again, I swear to God. But this is a symbol of a promise to worry about.
I promise that you can cross my river unmolested. Maybe a little molested.
You look like a molester, so
Oh, thank you.
it kind of comes with the territory.
She
Yeah.
like brushes her hair a little bit and like bats her eye.
She like puts it behind her ear and just like. I want to love her, but she's just so. I can just see her in my head. Most of you shut the picture. She's so ugly.
She's real ugly. She's not a pretty girl.
All
It's
right.
what inside that counts.
Anyway, you use your weird little rope thing. Come on, build a bridge or something. I don't care. You and your friends can come across as long as you got my terrible hair ornament.
Do you have a preference of where we put the bridge?
Nah, I live in the water, not on a bridge.
All right.
What do you think I am? What do you think I am, a bridge hag?
I just don't know if you have like a place you like to have like lots of sun down there. We don't want to block the sun from the riverbank or the river bed.
She gives you the most disinterested look as she possibly can.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, and I just mage hand and I just start moving the rope over here and tie it to that tree.
All right. She just kind of like leans one elbow on the bank and just like watches and lets you do it.
At the other end here.
Yep, and tie the other here.
She just kind of gives you like an expected thumbs up, like, "Hey, good job, good job."
Thanks.
Yeah.
If it looks taut enough to like actually acrobatics across by doing like a tightrope thing, then I'll try that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna ford it and crook my arm over it so that I don't get swept away, while hoisting the camera over my head with the other.
You could definitely like tightrope it. It would be kind of tricky. Otherwise, you're just boarding it with the rope in it. So whichever way you want to do it.
I'm probably just gonna hang from it upside down and just kind of like use my feet and hands to kind of crawl across it.
Okay. So that'll be an athletics check. It's going to be real easy because you're just kind of supported by that, but the river is running pretty quick.
Gotcha. So it wouldn't be an acrobatics, it'd be athletics.
That would be athletics. If you're trying to balance across it kind of deal, that'd be more acrobatics, but in that case, you're actively fighting against the river trying to wash you away.
Gotcha. So this is a dangerous river.
This is a dangerous
It's
river.
a danger river.
I'm absolutely going to tightrope across it.
Same.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing.
I'm going to dangle from this thing and just get across.
We are weak. We can't afford to do that. I guess I'll go first. Is that way if it?
Yeah, whoever's feeling frisky.
Bye, everyone.
You need to do athletics.
Oh, I was gonna tightrope.
Oh, you were tight roping? Okay.
That's why I said bye, because I probably fell into the river and died.
Let me pull up what like the DC chart is. Give me just a second. I should know this. Well, actually, is there like an acrobatics like balance? There is a
It's a
balance.
balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
balance action. Yep. Let me go check.
Let's see, a tightrope would be master difficulty. I don't know what the DC is on a master thing.
Real hard for
Ooh.
simple DCs. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Like something that's impossible for us to do.
No, but it's not real easy. So you take one step on this thing, and it gives enough way that it just swings right from under you, and you land right on your back on the ground,
Oh shit!
and then take
okay,
4
so-
damage.
Actually, since I'm a cat folk, I land on my
Yeah.
feet,
There you go.
and I'll take half damage.
You take 2 damage.
Oh, master is a 30 DC. Jesus.
Master's a 30.
Oh Jesus.
Well, I will double check like everything in my backpack, try to get it real nice. I don't want to try to have this oil or anything spill over, mess up, a bunch of my stuff. I'm gonna ford the river and
Okay.
try to hold on and do that.
Sure. All right. So it's going to be just athletics.
All right, I will use assurance. I get a 19.
Okay. Perfect. So you just jump in and just walk your way across. And she's just like, "Oh yeah, I like the way you hustle. You getting it? Good.
Are we being sexually harassed by this hag?
She's definitely heckling every single action that you make. Um, she like laughs at you falling off the rope. It's like, oh, you thought you could walk across it? Great.
Assuming I get across.
You get across perfectly safe. Assurance is a really cool feat.
Actually, I'm on a horse. I'm gonna have the horse for the river.
Okay. That's gonna be you're not supported by the rope. So it's gonna be a little bit harder. What's the horse's athletic?
I don't think the horse actually has stats.
We'll use a regular old horse. Let's find out. Because it just does summon like a horse, right? Like
It's shiny and see-through, but it's a horse.
What's this? Phantom Seed, right?
Yep.
one horse. The fuck, it's not trained in athletics. Hang on.
Is this considered a save?
So what?
Would this be considered a save because the horse automatically fails all saves?
No, it's not a save. It's going to be more of a
It's a check. That's
It's a
right.
more of a check. So a riding horse has athletics of +7. So if you want to base it off of that, I'm cool with that.
So just add 1 to this.
Horse not go. It gets to about here, and then starts really struggling. Like it starts sinking, and you start sinking with it.
I'm gonna walk it back then.
Um,
Or if I have to, I'm gonna ditch the damn thing because it's a summonable creature.
yeah, I mean this river is going to get a little bit deep. So you might you could ditch it and then kind of try to spring back to shore.
If you
I'll-
wait 7 levels, you can just walk across the water.
I think I might have something for this. Give me just a moment. I'm going to start digging around through my backpack, and I start just pulling out planks and boards and tacks and nails and a little hammer. It may require a little assembly. I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier. I suppose I should have had the prescience to do it. But I'm going to use my prescient planner feat to pull out a come along. We're going to need to string another rope. If we could find another tree that is roughly just a few feet apart from it.
Could we do these two, or is that too far apart?
Oh, it should be fine. We just need to get separate branches.
Okay, well, I'll get to work then. I get off.
Oh.
I've just been laying on the ground the entire time. I finally get up.
So later, are you ditching your horse?
Actually, I forgot I have this ability. Can we use it anyway?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Go ahead and give her another. So the horse finds another sudden bit of vigor, and then just starts chugging. So you do manage to horse your way across the river.
What difficulty would you say balancing on a slippery rock would be?
I don't know. Maybe you could try it and find out. I mean,
They don't have anything comparable in the balance thing.
Yeah. So it would definitely be tricky. I mean, it is a water slick rock and it is worn down smooth. So it possible, but could be tricky. But I think these guys might have a plan here. What exactly are you doing?
So like a come along is basically just a flat cart that strides across 2 ropes, and it's got a little winch that you turn, and it rides across it, and it is capable of carrying a heavy load. It is 3 gold, item 0, adventuring gear, and I'm able to pull that out with the prescient planner.
Cool. So you solve the puzzle of if you can leave a 2 cat folk and then a Kinyo and then a kobold on one side of the river. So it does manage to make it across. It takes a couple of trips, but it does work okay. I'm assuming that all of you are using this to do it. Also, now's probably a great time to talk about hero points, which I forgot about until exactly right now. So hero points are kind of like inspiration from 5th edition. Difference is that everybody gets one. At the start of the session, everyone gets 1 hero point, and you can use that in one of 2 ways. Either 1, to reroll a skill. So you can use this hero point instead of using your fortune thing, Anorak, if you want. So you can use that to reroll a d20 that you rolled and it takes the second result, no matter what it is. Or if you hit 0 hit points, you can spend them all to immediately stabilize. Unlike inspiration, you can have up to 3 of them. And I think this is a pretty clever thing. So I'm going to give you a hero point for solving my river puzzle.
Sick. Whether required or not, I'm going to throw a crafting check because I think the platform is technically not part of it. So I'm going to see if I can hammer that in and make it a part of it.
Yeah.
And then I'll immediately burn. I can burn that to re-roll it, right?
Yes.
Sick. I'll do it retroactively. Here we go.
It sucks.
It's real shitty and probably falls apart after.
It falls off. It does the job, but falls apart immediately after.
All right. Well, we're stuck on this side of the river now. I'm afraid.
Well, after we get those stones, we can just make a bridge.
Mm-hmm. Do you still want to try to jump it, Dub? Is that what you're...
So I'm looking, and the thing that's ruining it for me is that you can only jump up to your speed, and my speed is 25 and not 30.
Oh, the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Rules are for scrubs. See if you can do it. I mean, it's going to be hard.
If I watch him trying to jump, I'll get ready to try to catch him.
Try to catch him.
Yeah, I was about to say,
But,
same.
Or,
same.
pull him ashore after he's...
It doesn't help that
Oh.
they have this on
I mean-
2 separate things.
I mean, you could go to this one.
So as
Is
you
there one?
you're
Well, yeah, I thought about going to a rock and then to make it, but
yeah, so as you're kind of like backing up a little bit and like looking like you're trying to judge the distance, Maureen's like,
Oh, he's gonna do it. Oh, he's gonna do it.
yeah, it says you can't leap further than your speed. The DC of the athletics check is equal to the total distance in feet you're attempting to move during your leap.
So it would include the running start you get.
I mean, I'd put it. I'd put it at 30 and see what happens.
I'm also not sure how this works together with. Oh wait, I can increase the distance of my horizontal jump by 5 feet, so that would be enough.
There you go.
So the DC would be.
Don't worry about what the DC is. I know I just said it and it's recorded, but just give it a shot. See what happens. Or don't. I mean, you can. We're learning the system. That's pretty good though. Let's see. Leap. Long jump. Wait, what does it mean you leap normally?
So the normal leap is just 10 feet horizontal or 3 feet vertically, but I am also extending the horizontal by 5 and the vertical by 5. Yeah,
Okay.
defeats.
So you back up, you take a big run and jump, and it looks like you might not make it. Are you gonna try to burn that hero point?
If a 23 doesn't make it, I'm not gonna bother with a hero point.
Don't worry about numbers.
I will not know.
All right. So it looks like he's about to fall just a little bit short. Samo, you want to try to snag?
Yeah, I'll double check, see if King or Rune, whoever, whatever name I know him by.
Can Rune.
It's close.
Could I?
I'll at least like kind of jump out a little bit. Hopefully my feet or something is hanging out enough for him to grab me by.
Yeah. Could I also, but while he's doing that, have the mage hand kind of just like shove? I don't know.
Give him
anyone's
like
name.
a 5-pound ass pat in midair.
Yeah, to see if it can give him a little bit closer to us.
So I'm gonna let Samo make an athletics check with a +2 assist from you.
What's that you said? Just a 21? Okay.
You just get a 20. So you snag John out of the air. He definitely would have hit the water had you not grabbed him. And you just kind of like fling him over here. Marianne is like clapping. He's like, you did it.
I will pat Samo on the back and give him a hearty right, mate.
Wait, so who is who again? I'm really bad with names. This is Sam, and this
Samo.
John.
We'll be able to get nameplates up.
Gotcha. So I was attempting to use the hand to hit John to kind of get John further across the river.
Yeah.
Okay. I was making sure because I wasn't sure.
It was a team effort.
Boom. Did it.
So Marianne kind of slither swims over. Like, oh hey, before you go, I got one more for you. I got one more.
Lay it on us. Lay it on us.
Right. What did the fish say when he hit a concrete wall?
Damn.
Ah!
Damn. Oh, I get it.
And she like backflips and jumps into the water and like swims away.
Perfect.
I imagine that it's an actually like a pretty graceful backflip, but she's just so ugly.
No,
that
it's just yeah.
Like 10 out of 10, but like, ugh. All right. Wait. Oh crap. She did say she kind of said the stone was this way, but she didn't really say a specific direction, did she?
I mean, you've got Browning with you, who knows where to go. He's like, it's not much further. By the way, really thank you for not giving up my good looks to that person. What was her name? John, James, Jam. You'll be commended for whatever you did.
Yeah, I'm going
there.
to.
I'll be sure to put that in my report. What you got?
Yeah, my character sheet keeps messing up. Give me a second. I'm going to cast a spell on John in a second.
So
If he lets me.
I'm gonna come over to Bones and be like, so when are we taking this guy for all he's worth? And then just leaving him to die.
Oh, that's a little morbid, don't you think? I know he's not quite the... he's a bit annoying, isn't he? But, I don't know if we should be robbing each other the first day we're out here.
Oh, so maybe on day 2.
Perhaps let's see if he ends up being useful at any point in this venture.
So
Maybe
far,
this
I have my doubts.
Reading an aura.
Yeah, I also it like messed up and put core rulebook in the middle of that. I can perceive the core rulebook. It might not work. I think it might have to be a specific item, but I'm trying to see if maybe I can get like an idea of what the effect she did was.
Let me see here.
Also, is anyone else's character sheet like getting white blocks put on it as they try to like look at it?
Scrolling kind of gets a little bit weird for me sometimes.
I have a feeling the effect is not on me.
Yeah, you're definitely not picking anything up there.
There it is.
There's kind of like a weird sniff, like he's obviously been touched by some kind of magic lately. But you can't really put a pin on it.
Got it. If you start feeling weird, let us know. That was creepy.
You say so.
Did you feel anything when she did that, or did she just literally just touch your forehead?
No.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll leave it to you. You got the description for it.
All right, I guess she just loves touching foreheads then.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Anything else before you continue your journey?
Yeah. I think she's a bit of a bint.
Yeah. I also got to cast Read Aura on the necklaces she gave us.
Yeah, good call.
Sure.
Good call.
There, it's a little bit better.
Okay, but you don't figure out what kind of magic it is, right?
School of Magic.
I get School
Or,
of Magic.
well, not what, like,
that's it.
spell.
I don't active. I just get like School of Magic,
Okay, let me...
or if it's magical.
Let me go track it down. It is magical, very, very faintly. But let me go track down exactly what school, if you can give me just a second. It is transmutation. Very, very weak. Yeah, there's not. So there's Read Aura, and then there's like Detect Magic. I'm assuming. Is that like two different things?
Yeah.
So Detect Magic shows you magic objects around you, like makes them glow. Read Aura is like you concentrate on a specific item and you get information on it.
Gotcha. Okay, so so just kind of expand on that because it's saying it's a transmutation spell. It was kind of you could tell it's just a very weak little enchantment on it. It's almost just like a magical signature.
Gotcha.
There doesn't seem to be really any kind of other effect to it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Give me an occult check, please. Occultism.
Cult is Fuck.
You kind of recognize this, or at least tokens like it. It is about as close to a deal receipt as you're going to get. They're just kind of representative of I had made a bargain and completed it. So as long as you hold on to that, then you are the recipient of that end of the bargain.
Gotcha.
It's a Walmart receipt.
It's not a CVS receipt where it's like 10 miles long.
Yeah, no, it's just a little bitty old guy.
It's hella ugly though.
Yeah, you could put it on, but it's not going to be great.
Oh, I'm not putting this on.
In any case, anything else before you continue your adventure?
Shove the charm in the bag or in backpack and just.
Oh yeah. Putting this
All
thing.
right.
Onward.
Cool. All right. So it doesn't take too much longer adventure before you get to your destination. The woods kind of break open into more like rolling hills and plains. And eventually in the distance, you can spot a large, kind of pinkish purplish, like chunk of some kind of mineral in the distance. So let me get you to where you're going.
Woo. That's a big old boy.
It's a big old boy. So Browning is instantly just very excited. You give Samo like a little, like a look at that, pat on the chest, and then like scampers over to the. It's like, oh man, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Just look at that. Get the camera on me.
Yep.
Get the camera. You got the.
Uh-huh.
Great. And he's kind of like sniffing around this giant hunk of rock that's just jammed into the earth. There's a strange kind of like some kind of like energy kind of coming off of it that you can feel. It's less of a heat and more of like a sensation. Like almost like a slight thrum in the air, like a vibration.
Well then, we're supposed to secure it. How do we do that? Is it
No.
secure now?
Well, it looks pretty secure to me, I would say.
All right.
Wait, I got it. And then he kind of climbs up on top of it, which is no small feat. And then like points out, just in a direction, and says, how's this look? Does it make me look? How does it make me look?
Elevated.
Makes
Like
you
an
look
idiot.
like a muppet.
Give me perception checks, everybody.
Is it to determine how he looks?
Yes. No.
Definitely.
Damn, I'm killing these.
Yeah. Fuck. So Bones and Rune, do you guys hear something kind of shuffle about kind of the bushes over here? And you hear just a
Point the camera that way. See if I can see what made it.
sure.
Did it sound like a blow dart?
More like a crossbow kind of deal.
Oh, okay.
Samo, you very distinctly see some kind of figure from here just get up and take off. It looked like it was hard to see at the distance, but it definitely looked like a person in like uniform clothes. But strangely, their skin was really kind of mottled in a deep purple. And it looked almost as if like they had like a weird haze around them as they took off.
Okay, and which corner was that? I didn't see it.
Bottom right.
Bottom right. Okay.
Did they shoot someone?
Yeah, I would not have been able to. Screw it. I'll kind of run over and see if I can see which way they're going off to.
Sure. Looks like they took off to the south. But by the time that you react and get over there, like you can see him taking off and into the woods proper.
I'll search around over here, see if they left anything. See if I could see exact to where they were nested at or anything.
Sure. I'll get back to you on that in just a second. What about the rest of you?
Yep.
You said that we heard like a crossbow fire, right?
Yep.
Did they like shoot our? Did they shoot our captain?
Yeah. You look up and he's got like a big feather sticking out of his right eye.
Oh, is he dead?
Oh, hi.
And he kind of looks down to you and says, "It kind of tastes like key lime pie." And then he just tumbles off the rock.
No.
Should we stabilize him?
Yeah, I mean, I run over there and I start pulling out the medical kit.
Give me a medical check. Medicine.
Okay, I mean, I'll see what I can do. I'm not good at this.
How long does it take to use the medical kit?
I literally can't. I'm not trained at it. Like, I'm
I
pulling
thought
it
it
out, but I
was-
need help.
I
I
was
can.
10 minutes.
I love. Oh my god! Getting medical attention, and one of you pulls out the med kit, and another one pulls out like.
I heal him.
Oh, that's
Just-
good.
I just throw 14 health onto him.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. So he's kind of like laying there with the bolt in his eye.
This is why we don't put him on rocks.
Yeah.
I was
He.
gonna say I yanked that bolt out.
Yeah, we went before I heal him.
There it is.
Are you just pulling it out, just yanking it on out, or are you trying to remove it?
No, I just yank it out.
He definitely doesn't survive that. So the bolt pops out of, And he's just like, oh yeah, there we go. And then like gurgles and rolls his head to the side.
Oops.
Well, so much for that spell.
So wait, okay. So I meant like, so if he removed it before healing him, he would have been dead.
Well, I mean, if you had a giant bolt stuck in your head and then kind of healed around it,
Oh wait,
like
dying. Not dead.
yeah,
Gotcha.
like you're probably okay, but then when you get that ripped out of you, you know, not so much. Go ahead and make a medicine check. Only Runer. I know your name is Alarun, but it's a really good
Runer's
nickname.
fine. I don't know shit about medicine.
Yeah, you're just kind of like shocked a little bit. You kind of have a feeling that he would have survived had he not had that bolt pulled out. But you're not really sure. So Samo, as you kind of go through the bushes down here, you just kind of see like a weird, like viscous, like oily liquid, kind of making a trail for a couple of steps, before stopping. It quickly kind of evaporates into the air, but you only just barely caught it before it disappeared entirely.
Okay, no way to actually collect that.
No, it went away like hand sanitizer kind of deal. It just disappeared, and there's like a little bit of muck on the ground.
Well, that's everything. I'll turn back, report my findings, and ask what happened to him.
Oh my goodness, Bones isn't saying shit. Can I? So okay, this is like I don't know how you handle this because this is technically player versus player. Do I know if oh my god, name's hard. Layer. Did he know he was going to kill him when he pulled that bolt out and do it anyway?
I guess it's up to later.
Did he know it was going to kill him? He was giving it about a 40-60 chance that somebody would be able to fix him.
Okay. You know what? He's going to set the camera down, or actually, he'll keep it on his shoulder, but not looking through the viewfinder. And he's just keeping an eye out for more danger for the time being. See if there's anyone else, if he spots any movement in the woods. Got his back to this metal. That way he doesn't have like an exposed spot. And he's just looking for more people with crossbows.
Okay, make a perception check. Okay. It seems pretty quiet. Like you don't really detect anyone immediately around you.
Well then, we certainly don't have this place secured. Shit. This can be molded. Yes, you said this could be shaped into other things. Can we shape it into
if you put magic into it, it'll change shape.
Could we turn it into a fortress, a wall, some sort of protection?
I guess so. After you do put magic into it to change shape, is it like inert after that, or can you continue to put magic into it and change its shape?
Once it changes to whatever you make it into, that's what it is.
Yeah. So after we change this, it'll be.
Yeah, but this is a shitload of it. So from what you know of it, like even chipping off like a little bit could make you like a terrible Minecraft hut kind of deal.
Gotcha. Does it seem easy to like get some of it off of it?
Yeah, I mean it's fairly soft. So you can just kind of like jam like a little pick or a knife or something. I mean Samuel can bust it up with his hammer.
Yeah, I can put some magic into this and we can make a makeshift shelter or something.
That would be great. I think that's what we should do. What time is it? What time of day?
It's definitely getting towards evening.
We might be sleeping here overnight. We might want to put up a wall and a watchtower and perhaps a hut of some sort. And
maybe a perimeter around this so that we can also protect this as well.
Yes, if we just turn this into, I guess, sort of a mining camp, temporary.
Yeah, that could work. Do I know if you need to actually spend like spells or just like?
It's pretty much you pick it up and you wish really hard, and then it turns into whatever you're going It's definitely absorbing a little bit of magical energy from you, but it's not like expending spell slot.
It's like cantrip level magic.
Right. It's just a very slow process. So pretty much what you're going to be able to get in a day is going to be like a shitty shack.
Okay, so we would be able to build a wall around here, maybe, or no?
You could probably rig up like a little plywood wall kind of deal. It's not going to withstand like an assault, but if you take a couple hours, you could definitely barricade that up. How many of you? Three of you cast?
I have spell casting and crafting, so I'll try to help if I can.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
I do not and never will.
Yeah. Even if you just have like crafting, you can still help with the physical part of it. So between the 5 of you, you can spend a couple hours and kind of make a small fortification around this area.
Yeah, obviously, the smaller the fortification, the better the material can be, because it takes so much energy and time.
So that being said, that is the end of this short adventure. As far as it's taking. So what we're gonna do? I want to kind of review a little bit, and then we're gonna take a little bit of break, and then we're gonna get the other group in here and do some cool stuff. So what are you guys' thoughts on Pathfinder and just everything so far? I like your little watchtower. That's good.
So far so good. I'm still frantically learning everything, but I'm
Same.
into it.
Same.
Yeah.
I think we all are. Spells are a lot different. I feel like I need to do a lot more research. I did not look as much into the heightened spells as I should have. So I'm going to be doing some homework for next time.
Big fan of the 3 action system. Still want to see it in action a little bit more, but everything about it seems to speed things up.
We're seeing how we have a lot more health.
I would suggest looking into stealth, because you can't actually sneak in combat in the system.
Yeah, I did a little bit of research when we did our one-shot last time, and the way that they handle stealth, and especially like getting the jump on things, is a little different, but I'm into it.
Yeah, so how does that work? Like what?
You basically have to make sure that you're not seen by somebody. So you'd have to go like around a corner, and then you would have to spend an action to hide, and then you would most likely want to spend an action to sneak, which is basically moving while remaining hidden.
Yep.
And then whenever they come around the corner, they're going to... If you're right there, they don't even have to do a check. You're just observed. But if not, then they're going to go into searching mode or something. Think Metal Gear Solid, where they would be in caution. They know you're around, but not exactly where you're at.
Right.
And in caution, you can still get flat-footed, basically. You're never going to go back to unnoticed again unless you use some extenuating circumstance, like spells or
Advanced stealth feats.
physically leaving.
There are definitely some high-level stealth feats that let you do some crazy shit, too.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
So this wasn't my first experience with Pathfinder 2, but it's really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to jump more into the Oracle class and use a lot more of the focus spells that they have, and see how that makes things crazy.
Fun fact for any rogues, or anyone with sneak attacks, I guess. You can just grapple somebody with one arm and then beat the shit out of them with the other one, and that counts as them being flat-footed.
It is pretty great. You do have to have the strength for it, though.
I don't have the strength, but I have the athletics. Because rogues get loads of skill stuff.
They sure do. I kind of regret not taking medicine, but it's in character, so I'm committed to it.
Legit. All right.
I think
Cool.
someone has medicine, so he should be.
Oh God, yeah.
Lots of people do.
Yeah. So speaking of, like I said, we've got a second group coming in here in about 30 minutes. So I'm going to take a little break. And by that I mean frantically prepare. Off the cuff.
Sorry that we killed your guide.
I kind of wanted to leave it to Jesus and see if he survived or not.
You know what we should do is we should go get that hag to be the guide for the rest of this campaign.
Might.
I vote for this as well.
Can we try to do with the hag now?
So what?
We're just
Was he still
still accepting trades? Yeah, use shit.
she'll take his looks, right? That still works. Like, he's dead now. You can just take him.
Give her the sheriff badge. She's officially the sheriff now.
Oh, she did give the sheriff badge back, by the way, or at least dropped it, and then.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that. I'm like, she didn't seem like she really cared about it. She was like, I just want his face, which now he can just have.
Well, I mean, importantly, it's a little plastic thing that says a special partner on it, less a sheriff's badge.
I did say deputy.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
So anyway, we'll take a little break. I'm gonna kill the stream for the next 30. But hang out, go have a coffee, have a fika, as the Swedish put it. Have one fika.
Are we gonna just like do a handoff and then jump out of the stream, or how is that gonna work?
I'm gonna go ahead and do I just hit this button? In fact, what do I do?
Which button? The in-stream button?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just hit in-stream.
Cool. Okay. Well, we'll see everybody else here in about 30 minutes. So feel free to hang out.